What's up, guys? What is up? What's going on? I see 7 people in the chat and on the stream. Shout out to the Cope gang. See all my homies in here. I'm starting a little bit early, so yeah. See all my homies. Starting a little bit early, but whatever. We'll live. Can you guys hear my screen? So I'm gonna test this out real quick. Can you guys hear this? Or no? Can you guys hear the music or no? I can't really tell. It says that you should be able to hear the screen audio. I'm not sure. If this is working, we can watch videos together and stuff like that. So that'd be pretty cool. Oh boy. You guys heard that? Oh, good. Somebody heard that. Good. The Dope Panda. Somebody heard the music. So you guys can hear this then. All right, good. So at least we have audio now, so we can actually listen to music together. You listen to music, listen to random shit. So let me stop the screen now. Let's get to the chat. All right, what's going on, my dude? Welcome to the Cope chat where we all cope together. Shout out to the Cope gang for being in here, being involved, being active. It's from this game called Dark Dreams Don't Die. It's a pretty old game from the Xbox 2014. Yeah, pretty old. Back at a simpler time. Oh man, 2014 to go back. I think I was still in college by then, or something like that, or finishing college by then. So, whatever. What is up? I actually prefer older music to like new music now, truth be told. I think new music kind of sucks ass. Pop out chat? You can pop the chat out? Holy shit. Oh, that's pretty cool. The Jesuits, dude. Sounds like 70s music. Yep. Man, you sound like the bass Pluto. Yeah, a little bit, I guess. Yeah. I noticed that every single not every single one, but like a lot of the alternative black people sound the same quite a bit. They sound like they have the same kind of weird way of talking, so they stutter a lot. They yeah. Oh yeah. Let me take a look at this take a look at this real quick. Let me open this link up if I can. Let me go to your actual chat and get the link. Oh, it's not there anymore. What the fuck? Let me go to all chat, live chat. The Jesuits. Open link. This is who wrote that article. This is who wrote the article, guys. Let me share the share screen. Share screen. This is the Miek Stoverock chick who wrote the article. She might be a Jesuit. We don't know yet, but oh shit. This is our competition. Stop screen. Oh boy. What has everyone been up to? I gotta make sure I've got my chat on the side over here. I'm trying to get it to show up. What the fuck, dude? me go over to my channel. Go over here. Pop out chat. There we go. Does that close the pop-out chat? No, it doesn't. Thank God. Okay, good. I don't have to look the whole video then. Good shit. I can just look at this guy. Nice. This is good. We're learning new shit. I was just about to fucking text her. Text this person. The fuck? Coping, baby. We're all coping, dude. That is the woman who wrote the article about evolution. She looks like a man. Very masculine. Hello, mystery. What's going on, dude? Oh man, the fucking Jesuits. Same here. Wait, what? We all sound like the base Pluto? Wait, I don't know what we're talking about. Lol, right. Hello to Dope Panda. Hello, Daniel. Hello. She wrote the book, actually. Female Jesuits. Cancel culture creators, Masons, and Jesuits. No, you guys didn't get anything. The founder of the CIA are Jesuits. Fuck me, man. Oh my god. Oh shit, isn't it? Anybody here have any videos they want to watch? I'm actually really excited to use this video feature now. I didn't know that like you had to use Chrome to get it to work. What's up, Black Ears? What's going on, Don? What's going on, my dude? I had like so much interaction on that last video about the article I found. It's really crazy. People will have like 59 comments in that video now. 60 comments now. It's crazy. Just weird how that stuff works out like that. Serial Experiments Lane. Oh yeah, I haven't watched that show in a long time. Let's see. Ooh. Remember me? Yeah. I remember you. I actually watched the stream you were on with Black Mind, and Base Pluto, and I think what's his name? Black Pill J or something like that, or BPL or BPJ, whatever he goes by. Speaking of which, let me post this thing in the chat. Let me post this. Boop. There we go. If anyone wants to join, up here. Clifton Sears from his Wayne. Look at the video of Aaron Russo. I watched that video before the stream. How the CIA financed feminism. I've actually heard about that before. I would have worked with the KGB. Shout out to the Cope gang. Like I said, being in here, being involved, being active. Close the world. Incel TV put a new video out. Incel TV. That was 3 weeks ago. Holy shit. Oh shit. Black Rona wants to join. All right. Add to stream.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh,
You're breaking up quite a bit, but I hear you.
what about now? Am I good?
Yeah, you sound pretty good to me.
Yeah, we want to talk about we should talk about today about how normies are infesting like incel like spaces.
What do you what have you been seeing? I guess.
Like I noticed how a lot of like normies are coming into like incel spaces, like guys you wouldn't consider like black pilled or necessarily incel.
Hmm. So like on like, can you give me an example?
Like
Like a
I've been in
like a high.
Discord chats where you got like 6'2" white dudes with blonde hair claiming to be incel. It's like the fuck?
Yeah, those guys might be going through like a little bit of a dry spell right now, and they're like they feel like they're incel because like everything's still locked down, so they can't go up to the club and get like a easy pussy. So
Yeah, because I know
got to
even
be that.
that. Like I noticed how incel spaces, even the term black pill, has become mainstream. Like they'll take memes that incels make and they'll make them mainstream and still shit on incels.
Yeah, it really is quite odd because like it's almost like becoming the new counterculture. It's almost, I'm not saying it's because it's becoming cool to become an incel or cool to be an incel, but it's becoming a way more. It just seems like I don't know what the best way to put this would be, but like it seems like everybody's running towards the memes because they are really funny. They're funny memes, so I guess maybe that's what's causing the proliferation of the memes and all the jokes stuff like that
Yeah,
that people would use. So they are very funny. Like it's over and the all the funny shit we always post and all the old memes
yeah,
that we're
like
posting on brain
Chad.
cells,
Yeah,
Chad, Stacy, and hypergamy and all that stuff like that. It's, the hypergamy isn't really funny, but either way, yeah. But those concepts are becoming more mainstream. Like you hear a lot of normies now talking about like they'll openly admit like that looks somewhat matter, and it's like, oh, that's weird. Like, that's nice to hear, I guess, but a little bit too late now.
yeah. And because the thing is, like, I want the community to stay pure. I don't want like freaking normies invading our spaces because the incel community is the last place that we have to be ourselves, and I don't want to see like that turn into friggin'. I don't want the incel community to end up like how gaming was back in 2010, where mad normies were getting into gaming.
Oh God, that let me see if I can find. Have you seen that meme image before, where it shows like the progression of like the way video games went from being a mainstream being a niche thing to being mainstream?
Yeah,
Oh God, it's see if I can find it. Share it with the chat, but it's really funny.
yeah. When I
Let's
just
see.
realized me and you sound kind of similar. Like a lot of black alternative guys sound very similar.
Yeah, I said that earlier
Yeah,
today
that's
because someone
weird,
brought up how like I
bro.
sound like the base Pluto, and it's like, huh, wonder what's going on with that. It's got to be some like weird phenotype thing going on. I don't know what's going on with that. Like some like weird upbringing thing. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of the black like nerd guys or black alternative guys on YouTube all sound similar. Like you all 10 of us in a group chat together, you couldn't tell who's who.
It's true. You're not lying, dude. You're not fucking lying. It's true. We would all be like, you're like, who's talking? I don't know, man. Like, y'all sound like the same guy. In fact, even when I was in high school, there was another alternative kind of black guy I used to talk to, and me and him we kind of like we never really became friends, but we did realize we were like exactly the same though. Like we both exactly the exact same way, had the same mannerisms and way of talking. It was really weird.
Yeah. Being in all me and Pluto actually had a conversation about what's it like being black and alternative. And I was dropping some Hiroshima and Nagasaki black pills on that podcast. On
Oh,
that
really?
yeah, I talked about how black girls don't want a nerdy black guy, but they'll date a white boy who behaves the exact same way.
One just called it the voice pill.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that is a pretty weird. It's a pretty not a weird one, but it's a pretty like if your voice sounds too white or sounds too nerdy. I want to call it. I hate to use that phrase. I don't think a voice can sound white. I just think people have voices, but like your voice sounds too much like a traditional quote unquote white voice. You end up like with like this weird like, oh, well, I don't like you because like you sound like a nerdy white guy or a nerdy whatever.
here's the thing though, when I get excited, like how you see me like on the Base Pluto show, I don't sound like a white guy though. When I get super excited about some shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Uh yeah, I might have to watch some more videos of you. I know I've seen you on his chat quite a bit
yeah, I
talking
get
about
like when I
stuff.
get super amped. I only get that way when I get super amped. But like I just hate people say that. Like act like talking white talking intelligent isn't talking white. It's just like proper
Talking
English.
intelligently.
It's
Yeah, like, that's all it is. All it is talking intelligently, or it's talking proper. Yeah, I've never understood because that was a huge thing. Like people would say like the whole coconut or Oreo
Oh,
slur
dude, that's the
of
main
being called
reason why I
a.
wore a hoodie in high school, man. I used to get called an Oreo. I used to get called gay. What's another insult that was hurled at me?
I
I
never
used to
got
get called.
called. I was a pretty big guy, so I was always per taller than most people at my school, so no one really fucked with me that bad. But my like a small group of people did, but it was very very small. So like I was always like the tallest guy in the class, not tallest guy in the class, but like pretty damn tall. So no one really fucked with me that bad. But like, because I had a brother who was like also who's taller than I am, and he was still in school, so no one wanted to fuck with me at all. But it kind of came down to like I never got made fun of that bad for my voice or the way I behaved, but I definitely didn't have a lot of luck with women though, especially black women in high school at all.
Yeah, same here, man. They looked at me as as a non-factor. As soon as they find out that I skateboard like metal, ghost. Like
Yeah,
immediately.
it's like, oh, you like metal, you like this stuff here. Oh, you're not black enough for me. It's like, okay, what the hell does that even mean? Like I said, like
Yeah.
I think that the black community is unironically one of the most racist communities there is. Like I just don't think they know it because like they don't realize how much they're putting themselves into like a huge box. Like, oh, you have to behave in X way to be black. Okay, well then isn't that exactly what we fought against?
Yeah, and
Like,
I've caught hell from white kids too, dude. I had a blonde haired, blue eyed white bitch say I'm more of a nigger than you are. I'm being dead
Jesus
serious.
Christ. Oh my God.
At summer camp back in 2014.
What? I can't believe she had the gall to say that.
Yeah, I
Like,
got buck with her, but like I was like, yo,
I would have
what
said
did you
something
just say?
back.
Yeah, I did, and I
Oh
got
yeah,
in trouble
good.
for it. Like
Damn.
because I was in a Magic the Gathering, I was in the Pokemon, I liked anime, and then like she was more of like the more of the what's the girl's name? Like 2010 Miley, 2014 Miley Cyrus, more of the she's more the wigger types basically,
Uh
like
trying to
hoop
trying to
earrings,
trying
long
to pay,
nails.
trying to pay, play black woman.
Yeah,
Trying to
basically,
play
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I hope she gets pregnant by Tyrone's kid. I really do.
Yeah, I mean it'd be good for I don't know, it'd be not good for her, but it'd be fucking what's it called? Cosmic justice, I guess.
Yeah.
Like damn. But I do think it is like I've always I've always hated my voice to some extent because like like you do get treated very very weird, but it wasn't until I got to like college that I was actually treated halfway proper. It's like, oh yeah, like you
Mm.
talk like everybody else here does. Like I'm like, oh, that's weird. But like it
Yeah.
is weird how like it takes like you going to like to another whole environment for you to actually feel like you're accepted somewhere.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Because like I've been told that I sound white, but I don't believe that. Like,
Mm-hmm. I might have saved that image actually. Hold on, I want to find that video game image that you probably know of. It's a very very good one. That I'm like, oh my God, I gotta find it.
yeah.
It's pretty damning. It's like, oh holy shit, video games. Where did I put it at? This it?
Did
No,
you
that's
see Pluto's podcast, Pluto's live stream about ER? It was hilarious, dude.
yeah. Well, I watched the first one he put up about ER, and then like he apparently it got cut off earlier or something like that. Like he got
Yeah,
halfway
he's about
through or
to,
something like that,
yeah.
and then it got immediately cut off.
He was kind of a volcel, to be honest.
I mean, I said in my last stream that I think he was a failed normie, I think, or something like that. I don't think he was a true cell. Like then again, wasn't he like 5'6" or something like that? So like
He was
maybe he
5'6", half white, half Asian, had Asperger's in California.
I don't know, man. That sounds pretty true celly to me, but like I don't know. Like he had like a god complex for sure. He
No,
had a
because he went after like this is gonna sound very blue pillish. He went after
mm,
the wrong kinds of girls. If you're 5'6" Hoppa, right, Asian kid, right?
yeah.
Why are you going after these tall blonde haired girls? Like,
Yeah,
why?
you're right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean like you need to like have a better I always tell people this in my chat. Like if you're gonna like do any of like the of the bullshit, of doing all the weird meme shit where you like, oh yeah, I'm gonna gym max or game max or what I'm gonna call it. You need to have like a realistic perspective of how good or how bad you actually look, and like without all that stuff, and then like go from there. If you just
Yeah,
go out there and just start fucking game maxing and doing this weird gym max and stuff, and you're like 5'2", it's like I don't know what to tell you. Like you're doing the wrong
yeah.
shit. It's
Or
not
you're
gonna work.
balding and have no jawline.
You're balding. You have no jawline. You look like the fucking Habsburg prince guy. Okay, well I can't help you. Like there is no helping you. Like there is no helping you. It's just not gonna
Yeah,
happen.
dude. Like, how do I explain this? Like, game works if you're Chad. You know what I'm saying? If you're not Chad, if you didn't pass that looks threshold, then like
The
game won't work.
reality is that Chad doesn't even need game.
Yeah,
Like he doesn't need game. He just needs to show up, kind of be himself a little bit. I mean, that's why the whole meme "be yourself" exists. Is because he's just allowed to be himself. Like, that's where
yeah.
that whole meme comes from. Otherwise, it wouldn't exist. With like everybody would realize, oh, this is just if Chad's able to just be
Hey,
himself and be
I was told to be myself by my mom, and my sister. Guess what that got me?
nothing.
Beat up, laughed at, bullied, nearly suicided. Yeah, it did work.
Yeah, I'm lucky that I didn't I didn't grow up in a very very ghetto environment. I grew up in like very much.
Lucky,
What's that?
lucky.
Yeah, I grew up in a very much middle class. Like it wasn't like upper middle class, but middle class. My dad was an '04, an officer in the Navy, so we had pretty good money, and we did okay for ourselves. At the end of the day, though, I didn't grow up in a bad area per se, so like I didn't have to worry about a lot of the bullying from black people per se. But I definitely know that it happens though. Like I wasn't like ambivalent to it or something like that. Like this is the real thing.
Yeah, just it's so dumb, man. I wish there was a place where we could like be ourselves, man, in public and not get like laughed at.
I mean, do you watch the guy named Sergeant Willie P who talks about a lot of this the ER educated or educated lame and Pookie and Ray Ray debate stuff. He still goes over that stuff. And he talks a lot about how like the reason why the black community is so fucked partially is because black intellectuals, whatever you want to call us, ELs, educated lames, we didn't assert ourselves, and we don't have the infrastructure set up for black women to respect us, which is why they don't respect us.
It's not that, bro. It's a lot of black women have a bristophilia. They just
So
like
it's
violent, thugged out dudes.
yeah. Basically, he says that we haven't given them the alternative yet, which is basically the alternative being that you have a community of black men who have a police force in their pocket, who have this in their pocket, who have that in their pocket. We haven't given that to them yet, and therefore the only game in town is Pookie and Ray Ray. Like if you give people different options, they're going to be people really have the option to pick.
Pookie and Ray Ray are the main ones killing black women, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't that ironic?
It is. I mean, like they go for the thug type, but the thug types they have that fast money. They have that fast money, the fast car, they have fast life.
But when that dude ends up punching your fucking jaw off, you know what I'm saying? Because if you didn't forget to turn the music down, or you turn off his fucking PlayStation, where have all the good black men gone?
Yeah, they do complain quite a bit about that.
Like that's your choice.
The
You're
thug
dead.
man.
You're lying it.
Yeah, it is. Go ahead.
What I was gonna say is that like I feel like if you're white, you don't have to be that way.
Oh yeah. You don't have the expectations where you have to be like a thugged out dude who has to fucking be like this like constantly in this macho frame of mind to get women. You don't have to have that. Now you definitely do have some expectation of being, I don't want to say powerful, but you definitely have to be something. You can't just be like a soy boy and make it, but you definitely need some sort of not edge. I mean, a little bit of an edge to you, but not the amount of edge that a black man needs to like succeed in the black community. That's for sure.
Yeah, because I was watching a documentary about Stevie Williams, and my favorite black pro skaters. He used to get clowned on for like in skateboarding, like same as me. He used to get clowned on heavy. Like he used to get bullied by the black kids heavy. Like I saw his documentary, but now he's making money and shit. And DGK is now like it's a pretty good clothing brand. Now that he's seeing black people that clowned him, all of a sudden like are praising him. It's fucking retarded.
Oh wait, I found the image. Okay, I finally found the image. I was looking for it. Okay, did I find it? This one here says 2012. I'm gonna pick this one here. It's 2013. I had saw the one that went to 2019, but I can't find it. So I'm gonna post this image on the chat so they can look at it too. Give me a sec. Not trying to. All right, guys. This is a god tier meme image here of good old memes from back in the day. Basically, the history of video games, women in video games throughout the years. 1995, lol, look at that loser in video games. 1996, lol, look at that loser in video games. 1997, same thing. 98, 99, 2000. Then you have 2006. Why won't anyone give me attention? 2007, the cake is a lie. They're using the memes now. Oh, look at me. Look how much of a nerd I am. 2008, girls can play video games too, you know. 2009, I'm a girl
Yeah,
gamer.
their Twitch thoughts.
2010, girls are just as good as guys, pretty much. 2011,
They're
video
trash.
games are. What's that?
They're trash at gaming, dude. I played against a team, right, on Rainbow Six Siege as a level 1, right? I played with a guy with the MP5 with ski mask. I played against all girls on PlayStation. We whipped their ass.
Obviously, I mean,
I
it
was
was
using the
already
recruit on Rainbow Six Siege. I'm like, oh, that garbage.
that's a free win right there. And then you have 2011, video games are sexist. 2012, video games must cater to our needs. 2013, I was killed by a guy in an MMO. That's practically rape. So like we this is just the progression of video games. And as William A says here, women always invade male spaces. Yep,
They
this is very
do, dude.
true.
There's this woman who keeps commenting on base Pluto shit, and it's so annoying. Like, I wish Pluto could just ban her. He refuses to, or he doesn't know.
How to ban her?
No, like there's this woman that keeps posting on base Pluto shit and keeps going in his live chats, and I keep telling them like ban her, ban her, ban her. But I don't think he notices.
Yeah. I had like this 14-year-old kid who joined my chat. Although, okay, dude, you can't be here. You're too young to be blackpilled. Just don't. Like,
Yeah,
don't show
here,
up
bro.
here.
Wait till
I'm not
you're
trying
about
to ruin you.
yeah. Wait till sophomore year, then talk about black belt.
Yeah. That's why SBM is necessary because of the wrong white people, i.e., my nemesis, the uber leftist the uber leftist well-intentioned commies. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hate the far left white folks the most though, more than I do the far right ones.
Yeah, it's the old saying from me and this guy named Richie Hart had a conversation about Malcolm X and his phrase of the conservative wolf and the
Yeah,
a liberal fox, and how we've always been warned against the conservative wolf, the wolf is obviously dangerous, but the liberal fox is probably, he's more cunning, and his racism is more subvert than it is overt, you know. And I'd much rather deal with an overt racist than I would rather deal with a subvert racist, because at least I know.
Malcolm was red pilled as fuck. He was very red
Oh
pilled.
my
Malcolm.
god, dude! And now we just found out that he got killed by the CIA or something like that, or the FBI. Obviously, everyone kind of knew that one was coming, but it is what it is. Let me see more comments here. Someone said, "Yo, okay. Greetings from my dudes. Cope hard and live hard. My best wishes from South of Mexico. What's up, dude? Tyrone's left nut. Hello."
Dude, he was giga red pill though. He was back in the 60s.
Well, your mic's going crazy. Hello? I'll keep reading the comments so you get fixed. I don't know what happened there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He was giga red pilled even back then. Back in the 60s, he was turbo red pilled. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, he had a lot of really, I mean, there's he went from being like very, very militant to being a little bit less militant after he went to Mecca. But other than that, he was very much of a trailblazer. Like my dad was a huge fan of Malcolm X when he was young. He was like, my God, he loved that guy.
He was dropping red pills back in the 60s. I'm like, God, Jesus, like, damn.
Yeah, dropping bigger red pills back then. Men can win against women in practically everything except reproduction. Your mic's still going crazy.
Sorry about that. Am I good now?
Yeah, you're going good.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, he was turbo red pill, man. I wish he had a red pill guy like him today. Get rid of all soy boy bullshit.
We kind of have. I mean, Black Mind's a pretty good. I like his videos a lot. He posts a lot of good stuff. He's a little bit too like, I'm not part of the whole pro black crowd, because I think I don't know, that he is pro black male, I guess now, like he said, but I'm not like big into that pro black stuff that much anymore like I used to be, and maybe not at all actually. I think that stuff's kind of like goes a little bit too far.
I'm with it to a certain degree. I like the history of it because it's important to know your history.
For sure.
Like, it's important to know your history and stuff like that. For example, a lot of those early white feminists were racist as fuck.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, but now black women are like by far the most, like, I'm gonna say the most feminist women, but my God, they flock to that shit like it's like shit on flies. It's crazy.
Yeah, like the thing is, right, a lot of those early white feminists, a lot of them would put up signs like women's suffrage march. Negro women need not apply.
Dang. Didn't know what like that.
Yeah, like they did not like black women at all. But yeah, black women are the main ones that talk all this girl power feminist shit.
In
It's
fact, the
so stupid.
primary reason why they like wanted the vote anyway was because they gave black men the vote.
Yeah, the right to vote first, and that made them
Yeah,
angry.
it's like, wait a second, how these N words getting the right to vote, but not us? It's like, well,
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly. Yeah.
Ronan, there's like two of them. I think they're just trolling. What? I don't know what you mean by that. Women will even invade incel spaces and claim to femcil them. They're doing it now. Like, it's happening now, and the normies
The
aren't
thing
cutting.
is, right? Most femcells are not femcel; they're chat-sexual.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. There's no such thing as a real femcil. Like
They're not.
you could find a corpse, and so I could find a man to fuck it. He do it. So
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Like there is no
there's no
femcil,
such thing
dude.
as a female incel.
It just doesn't happen.
It
What's
just
up,
it just
buddy
doesn't
boyos?
exist. It doesn't exist.
Men want to invade small space of women, and we all know what it is. Oh fuck, you motherfucker! Wink, wink. Yeah, I'm generally kind of suspicious of anyone on the public stage, particularly back then. These thought leaders have savior complexes. It's one of the things. It's one thing to discuss issues, another to call for action. Well, I mean, if you're not going to actually call for action or to do anything about an issue, then what's the point? That's the part I disagree with you on this part here, William A. Like, if you're not actually going to like do anything so substantial to actually like change the world, if you see something that's a pervasive issue in society and you know it's a big huge issue, then like if you're not going to call to action to do anything about it, then you don't really care about the issue. Not really. Femcel equals
Femcel, Giga
Giga Chad sexual. Fuck yeah.
He's
They're looking for
yeah,
Jesus Christ himself when they come to femcells, dude.
yeah,
I
true
agree with
femcels.
black conservatism on most parts, but except for the black racial unity thing.
Well, I feel like we should break away and form our own conservative party. That'll be so nice. That'll be like, wouldn't that be awesome, dude?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty conservative on a lot of issues, really. Like maybe because I've gotten older now, and I was like super duper far left on the when I was like younger, but then I became like more of a center, and then went kind of a little bit to the right now. And I do realize I'm like, hey, well, everything I believed back then was kind of bullshit. Like it doesn't make any sense on a natural and like from a nature perspective. Like human beings
Yeah.
are selfish, so like you need capitalism to facilitate that to some extent, but you also need to have like a system that can also keep that selfishness in check. So you need a little bit of socialism as well to keep that in check. So there's a whole bunch of things that like I believe when I was younger that totally don't apply because they totally like they clash with human
Yeah.
nature to some extent.
It really does. For example, a lot of these people on Facebook and on Twitter talk all this, oh, socialism this, free market that. Most of these guys live in gated communities. Okay?
Yeah, yeah,
All right. Half these guys, most of these zooming on YouTube talking about socialism this, communism that, they'll be the main ones crying if actual communism went into
yeah.
place.
The funny thing about white people talking about, especially the on YouTube, like the YouTube lefties, like a lot of these guys are making like 6 figures a month on YouTube to produce one video every 3 months, and it's like, okay, so how am I supposed to look at you and say like you're part of like you're not part of the problem now? Like you are a capitalist, dude. You're making more money than most people make ever just by making a video once every 3 months. Like you're crazy. You're out of your mind. Like I think it's ContraPoints. She makes like so much money every month to produce a video once every like 3 months. It's crazy to me. And she's a far lefty who's like, oh, we should get rid of the state, abolish the state, blah 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 blah. I say, okay, like we really got to like get some fucking perspective here. You know what I mean? Oh look, last. What's going on, last?
What else? Sorry, you could talk.
Well, being a socialist myself, I don't live in a gated community, but I can see the point. I understand. Oh, can you hear me?
About the? Yeah, I hear you fine.
Yeah,
like
I find
that, see the point of what?
let me talk my piece. I find it very ironic. A lot of these like college white kids who come from these like rich backgrounds talking about socialism, this, communism, that, abolish the state, this. They'll be the main ones crying if that was to happen.
Well, and honestly, they'd be the first ones to go too, because like at least traditionally, I think during Mao's reign of terror, and I think it wasn't called the reign of terror, but during Mao's fucking death squads, like literally they got rid of the intellectuals first. Like they killed all the professors off first because like it only makes sense. You kill off the leadership first, and then you go after the go back to anybody beneath them, obviously. So it wasn't just like, oh, the intellectuals. Yeah, sure, they got them, got all the kids all riled up, but after that, though, they all died. Like they killed off all the professors, I believe.
Yeah. That's insane, man. How like a lot of these people talk all this bullshit. Like, when I was younger, right, I was very Killmonger-ish, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was very Killmonger-ish. So I remember like me going extra hard, you know what I'm saying, on this pro-black militant shit is gonna get any black girl to fuck me.
Dang, you were trying real hard to get that nut.
Yeah, like she's still gonna go fuck white boy Brad with a Klan hoodie on in the forest and not me. So
oh shit.
Yeah. I was extra hard with that shit, dude. I was saying crack of this, crack of that. I was extra hard, like
Let's see, Burt Banana. I still love this guy's name. I don't know why. How do you guys feel about the concept of having Black History Month?
To be honest with you, man, like I feel like they teach us their version of it. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, right? I know a lot of old people, right? Not every black person back in the '60s was on that kumbaya, turn the other cheek type bullshit. You had some riders back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Look up the Deacons of Defense. You had some dudes back then who were about that life, dude. The Deacons of the Deacons of
even
Defense.
The Black Panthers, they weren't even like, they were very much militant for sure.
Yeah.
Alone, and honestly, those guys, they weren't street guys either. They were all relatively educated as well.
Yeah. Because the thing is, right, they teach kids about MLK, how MLK never fought back, how he notice how it's always white liberals pushing this fuck shit, right? You notice that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Martin Luther King Day, but you don't have Malcolm X Day.
Exactly. I would love a Malcolm X Day. Better yet, a Dr. John Henrik Clark Day. Oh, I'd love
better than that. What was that last?
I'd love that, but that would never happen. What I notice is that like white America is okay with MLK Day, with MLK as a person, but they don't like Malcolm X like that. That's the one thing I noticed. Like at my job, I remember coming in one day with a Malcolm X t-shirt, right? And I went my work space, it's in a mostly white area. I got dirty ass looks.
Damn.
A lot of old ass white people like, oh my god.
Like, how could you like that guy?
Yeah, he did. Like, is he militant? He's gonna come and shoot this fucking place up? Like, whoa, this like, they were like, whoa, he has a Malcolm X shirt.
Someone's like, I ain't trying to change the world. I'm just trying to get my nut off over here. I hear you, my dude.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all?
Yeah. So are you guys, this is a different topic. So is anybody in here like, are you guys like virgins, or you guys like did it before?
Oh, me, I'm not a virgin at all.
Oh, okay, because I've had sex before too.
I guess I'm the odd man out.
Nothing wrong with that, man. It's not your fault. It's out of your control. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's not. I think you said how tall are you again? This is Livers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said you're 5 something.
I'm 5'5".
Yeah, it's like not your fault at all.
Yeah, it's not your fault. I'm
hunting. It's not your fault.
Yeah, it's not your fault, man. Out of your control, dude. I'm 5'9", 5'10" in sneakers. Like, to be honest with you, it's kind of overrated, dude. I'm being honest.
6'1", so
kind of overrated.
Lucked out there.
Oh, Dapu Pep
the dope panda.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, dude. You're absolutely right, dude.
If you think about feminism as the biggest, if you think about it, feminism is the biggest threat to black people. Historically, black men got Me Too very bad. Oh God, yeah. If you look
at got lynched.
Emmett Till is the poster boy for Me Too, my dude.
Dude, Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? So what happened was, right? This is true story, Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? What happened was that black dude didn't rape that white girl. He in the elevator, he tripped and fell on top of her.
Damn.
He tripped and fell on her, and even the white woman, she actually said that he tripped and fell on me. But someone twisted the story. The guy who called the cops saying that he ended up trying to rape the white girl, And what happened was the police arrested the black dude. And what happened was a bunch of black World War One vets went to the court to make sure he was all right, so he didn't get lynched or some shit. Because word on the street was they were going to lynch that black dude. And like, someone's called someone a nigger. Like, words were like, no one knows who said what first. And then gunfire broke out. But then the black guys left when the cops came in and like, saying calmed everyone down. But the white guy followed the black people back into Black Wall Street. That's when all the killings and massacres took place. The media never says that shit. They never say that.
Shit. Didn't know that.
Yeah, bro. They never say that.
Yeah, I've heard stories about similar to that too, about how black men are charged with rape, and they never even did it, and they get lynched.
Happens enough for sure. Someone says socialism is retarded. How is any relief program college tuition? Then they will just smash their heads with tuition. 10 years later, they will rack up 1.9 trillion, probably more. I don't know it's hard to read that one there a little bit. How is any relief program college tuition? What? Improper grammar, my dude.
I mean,
I think I know what he's trying to say. Something about the.
I understand it too, like government relief projects and all of that. But at the end of the day, that's not really. I hate to be the guy who says, "Well, that's not socialism," but that isn't socialism. Socialism is just workers' rights, workers' control, production, and state powers and all that. So stuff like that is not really what socialism's main goal is.
Richard Coper. What's going
What's
on,
up, fellas?
What's up, Richard?
Fellas? All right, got a little confession to make. Confession to make before I make dinner. All right.
Your name, dude. I respect that. I see what you did there with your name.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're fine.
Seriously, I got to be honest. You know what actually made me less prejudiced and racist? The black pill.
For real?
You know why? No, I'm gonna say this straight up. Because it's the first time I heard straight shit from different races. It's my theory is a lot of times the leftist bullshit actually increases racial trouble. Because I started to realize sometimes when I had trouble, it was actually because people were dehumanizing other races to make them tokens. And when I started hearing everyone had the same problems, it actually made me closer.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Thank you. Yeah.
No, but I don't mean that like as a virtue signaling. I mean that as direct fact. Because a lot of times, like you said, it's the same people who are living in gated communities who are like saying, okay, fire this guy or whatever. And you realize that's not his fault. He's not, like, put it this way, during the Black Lives Matter rallies, how many people throwing bricks in windows were blacks?
They were white.
Yeah, they're all.
Yeah,
all
exactly.
But enough to
yeah,
white.
they're not even down there. They're running their own businesses. Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's white guys. White fucking new males. And then pointing at blacks. So when I started to see that shit, when I started to see we're all in the same boat, it actually, ironically, made me more open-minded. So, I mean, like, I know it's going to come off the wrong way, but I mean that with heart.
Who was it who said that all the BLM protesters were mostly single men?
I think that was
okay, but they're white. They're fucking white.
Are. And what they'll do, right? They'll burn down a building, right, and spray paint Black Lives Matter on the rubble.
Exactly.
People, we get blamed for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then really, a lot of the rioting happening in the black community as well. It's not happening in like the
same group.
Community.
The same group was actually bringing on some of my odd feelings when I started to realize, actually talk to people on a human level. That eliminated a lot of my things instead of this other bullshit. I know it comes off wrong, but I think you guys will get what I mean.
Well,
what I'm trying to say is when they say they're trying to help, it actually makes racial tension worse.
Have you heard
I actually started to hear people's real stories, and I got to hear people as people, not as a token. It made me more open-minded. At least I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I mean, I can just go out there and virtue signal and say I never had a bad feeling in my life. Like you guys never had a bad feeling, but at least like I get it now. So, you know.
Have you guys heard of Paul Miller, aka Gypsy Crusader?
No. What did he do?
Only about the guy last week.
Yeah, so he was a journalist at the time. I think this was like a year ago when it happened, and he was covering like all these Antifa rallies and stuff. And then he actually got jumped by a bunch of Antifa people, And after all that was said and done, they ended up like doxing him, doxing his mother, coming to his mother's house, calling his mother, and just basically ruined his life. And it actually just, I don't know what his opinions on race was before, but all of that radicalized him to where he's now just an absolute white supremacist. So
right again, well, yes, exactly. And I don't mean I went that far, but you follow what I'm saying? That it actually increases. So when I started to hear that we're all in the boat, and I didn't hear it as a token, I feel that there's a greater Leviathan. I started to actually shed all these dumb preconceived notions that they were actually building in my mind. I mean, I wish I could say it nicer, but that's the truth. I feel like it's actually building the hatred because
they definitely use it for an agenda.
Yes, they were using minorities as a sock puppet, and that's where my anger was coming from. At least I'm admitting it. And then when I hear you guys have the exact same story, I go, wait a second. You guys got the same story. It can't be that. You know what I mean? That was being put in my head just as much as everything else.
If you read Black BLM's manifesto, they don't even cover the black people. Like it's like very much LGBT,
friggin'
immigrant rights. It's like, okay, what the fuck does this got to do with the black family and the black men, especially being shot in the street? It has zero to do with it. It's a leftist organization. It's a leftist front for money.
Facts. That's all it is. Exactly. That's all it is. Facts. That's it. And it's going to just make hatred worse, and it doesn't bring anyone together. That's all. All bullshit.
And the thing is, right, a lot of the guys who are part of the BLM movement, like D-Ray, a lot of them are gay, all of them are bisexual, all of them are trans.
All that too. Absolutely.
And the thing is, right, straight black men, right, we get, especially non-thug max, articulate, straight black men, we get dogged on all the time.
Yeah, you guys get fucked. You get fucked. I mean, I gotta admit, I didn't know that, like, until I listened to all your guys' stuff, and I go, wait a second, the same shit's going on in the hood? And I was like, wait, it's something bigger than me.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, that's the best I could do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm kind
of not sorry in a virtue signaling way. I'm just trying to explain, you know, the bullshit I get too. But I get it. I get it now, and not in I mean, like brother to brother, not like in race. Fuck that shit. I mean, I get it. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
But that's why I agree with you, you know, Mystery, when you say you don't like even like the racial groups. Because I think any of them are stupid. I think white supremacy, black, all of it's kind of stupid. And I don't mean in like a let's all kumbaya sense. No, I think it's just bullshit. I think that's all bullshit.
Yeah, Richard Coper.
Not in that way. It's all bullshit.
Sorry, can I talk real quick? What I was gonna say.
Of course.
The whole white supremacy thing. Notice how a lot of these white guys, right, especially these alt-right incels, they be like 5'4", balding with no jawline, talking about my white genes, my superior genes.
Yep.
And talk about how great Nazi Germany was. When in reality, if they were in Nazi Germany, they'll get put in the gas
they would have been executed. Yeah, they would have been an undermensch. Easy.
I find that so ironic.
Like, I know it's ironic. They were undermensch. It's like even like, you know, the Polish were the easiest to give up. That's why they put all the concentration camps there. Right? Yeah. Because the Polish were the most like, you know, the Polish were classified as undermensch. So the second they got rid of the Jews, they were going to the Poles. Oh yeah, they're on the list. I mean, the Nazis documented all the shit. So you're exactly right. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. And even it's just all, we're against the bigger beast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I find it so ironic, man.
Either doing racial hatred or racial love. No, you love individuals. Like I like talking to you guys. I don't have to like any group. I don't have to dislike or like any group. I can like individuals. And that's really the way it's supposed to be. And that's how men think. The rest of that shit's all bullshit. And the same people who right now would get mad at me for admitting this would throw you guys under the fucking bus in 2 seconds.
Yeah, you're right about that, man. But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, back to the whole alt-right thing. I was in a Discord chat with an actual like neo-Nazi incel. He was 5'5".
It's like, who the fuck are you, dog?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, he has no idea. Like if they literally eliminated just like, again, this is a thought experiment. Let's say they did they made the Aryans. What fucking level do you think that guy's gonna be?
A low level, like not even
like nothing. A ditch digger, maybe. Okay. I'll give you honest. I'm 6'2" and I got hazel eyes. That guy would be a ditch digger.
No, he get executed. He's 5'5". He had no jawline. He had
whatever. Maybe
110 pounds soaking wet.
Exactly.
Like, no, he'd be dead.
He's talking my white jeans. It's like, yeah, sure. You know, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't even want to feel that shit. I'm saying that we're all sort of in this. This is sort of a battle of the minds. It's not color. It doesn't matter. That's what really matters. Because how could we? Okay, let me phrase it this way. If it was so different culturally, how come we all have the same story?
Facts. You're right about that.
How come we all have
Yeah.
the same story? We come from different states, different cultures, different religions, different, body shapes, but we all have the same story.
Yeah, yeah.
Then it's systemic. That's all it is. It's systemic. It's
Yeah,
in the
black
water,
pill doesn't
so to
discriminate.
speak.
Yeah, the
Yep,
black
doesn't matter. Yeah,
at all, dude.
doesn't
I know,
matter.
like,
Doesn't
'cause
matter.
look at guys like Base Escort stuff. Base Escort sells a white 5'9" dude, and he gets treated like shit by the white folks. Like he's
Right.
told me like
Doesn't matter. That's what I mean. So it really is a totally different beast. That's all I was trying to say.
yeah,
So I hope I
Blue
came off the
Skies
right way.
Media, another
That's
white male incel. He's told me stories about other
Right.
people like in his own group treated him like dog shit all of his life.
Yep.
Like
Dude.
Yep.
so like
And
the
it's
black
true.
pill is
It's absolutely
universal.
true. Absolutely true. That's what I'm saying. So if we all have the same story, right? It's kind of like let me kind of use this as like it's obviously not true, but let's say, like when they say like rednecks see a UFO, like these rednecks say they were just hear me out. Just hear me out. I'm not saying this is true. It's just a good analogy. Like when the rednecks say they see like a UFO and everyone laughs at them, right? Because they're probably
Yeah.
drunk or whatever. Okay, but what if everyone sees a UFO? You see what I mean? Like, what if everyone saw the UFO on top of Manhattan? And that's sort of what I'm trying to say is the analogy. It's like, okay, so one person is saying, if the 4'7" janitor says it, you go, well, whatever. But what if everyone's saying it? Everyone's saying it. It doesn't matter what race, doesn't matter what height. People making 7 figures are going, what the fuck is going on?
Well, it's like
still think
Schopenhauer's.
this is an isolated issue. Yeah, everyone sees the UFO. Make sense?
It's like Schopenhauer's proverb of truth. First it's ridiculed, then
yes, exactly. It's systemic. That's what I mean. We're all fucking in this shit. It's not one thing.
And after it becomes
It's not black,
undeniable,
it's
that's
not
when
white.
it's accepted.
Yep, exactly. It's the whole thing. It's the whole thing. And I feel like we won't even talk about when we talk about cope. Sometimes even that other shit, that Aryan shit or black supremacy, it's fucking cope. We're all here.
It's
Blacks
a cope,
and whites have been here in this country for 400 years. You know what I mean? It's all cope.
It's
all cope.
Dude, like,
it's fucking
because
cope.
the thing is, right,
That's
even
it.
if you do get rid of all the minorities and shit, you'll still have hypergamy.
What would it do? What would it do? Nothing.
You'll still have incels.
Okay, so what about in China when they had the communist takeover? They're homogenous racially. Okay, so they had slight cultural differences, religious, but culturally the same. Didn't matter. What about Soviet Union? They're all white Europeans. Didn't matter. Once it fell in, that's it. Didn't matter. They have no minorities. Doesn't matter. So that's what I'm saying. We're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
So I won't even entertain for a second any of that other bullshit, black, white. No, that's just another way to get my mind off the truth. I don't want to hear about it. We're all suffering. We're all trying to earn our own way. No. So I'll never do that. I won't love blacks or any minority. No, what I'm saying by love, I mean intentionally virtue signal. But I'm also not going to hate. I'm going to judge each person as they are. That's why I talk to you guys. It doesn't matter. But that's the fact. So like that's why I even remove that white supremacy, but all of it doesn't matter. All bullshit. It's all to get your mind off the total problem.
What's the oldest tactic in the game where it's divide and conquer. Divide and conquer.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it is. That's because we're all like, again, I'll say it one last time and I'll let you guys speak. If we were so different, we wouldn't have the same story.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, so I'll let you guys speak, but I have dinner.
I was gonna say, number one, Richard Coper. I love your username. It's pretty funny. Another thing I'm on with the whole like black pill thing. Same thing with me. The black pill made me less bitter. Like because before when I was blue pilled, I used to think like it was my fault. I'm just not trying hard enough. When it's the black pill, I realized holy shit, it's not my fault.
Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, we're just all men trying to survive.
Yeah. And the one thing I hate is that they're YouTubers. I say the black pill is like they say the black pill is like toxic. It's nihilistic. It's causing men to commit suicide. And the blue pill.
Going back to what you were saying earlier about how black pill and incel terminology is like permeating all these spaces.
Yeah.
I see that all like now, like especially only on the internet, not in real life. But I see that almost all the time now. I'm hearing Chad this and Chad that.
Yeah.
No racial. but
Unironically,
the majority of white liberals are racist. That came across a lot more liberals in general than conservatives. Huh.
Yeah, they really are, dude. Because the thing is, even as a black person, right? When I get around white liberals, they're racist as shit. Because I don't act a certain way. I act like a typical black person, and I get a problem with that.
Yeah, it's. I think I talked about this in one of my videos where I talk about how like it's like people expect you to like live the a stereotype, and if you don't, it gives them so much cognitive dissonance because they don't know how to handle you now. It's like, okay, wait a second. I have to handle you like a fucking person, and I can't just throw you into a bucket of people and say, hey, you're black, so you behave in X way, and then if you behave in X way, I can act in Y way. It's like people don't know how to act around a person who doesn't act like their stereope. If that makes any sense.
I had a white girl on Tinder like curb me, and she said, "Oh, I want a quote unquote real black guy."
Like, yeah, and once again, it's racist to some level. It really is because like, what does that mean? Like, why does a black man have to be thugged out? Fucking shooting people, blah blah blah. What am I gonna call it? Thug. Well, why does he have to be that way? It doesn't make any sense.
That gets girls wet, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's
the truth. Honestly, socialism can be done under free market capitalism, but in socialism, you can't have free market capitalism.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Del Panda. That's just not how it works.
And you guys haven't had. Why won't the Del Panda come on here? You guys have had this argument for a long time now. You've been talking this for a while now.
The problem, because I used to think that way too, because before I started like really getting into all this, I thought the same way. Like, well, you can have a type of socialism under capitalism because that's all socialism really is. Like Scandinavian countries, it's just like social works, but it's like water and oil, man. They just don't mix.
Yeah, it's kind of like communism and human nature. Like it just doesn't mix.
The Soviet Union around 65 or 66, they tried to implement like a mixed economy because Khrushchev wanted industry to progress at a faster rate to keep up with America. And it just eventually stagnated the union and eventually caused it to dissolve in 92.
Yeah.
Because if you have socialism and try to mix in capitalism, and at the end of the day, it's just going to become capitalism.
No racial.
China's still communist in like terms of policies. Like you can't criticize the government. They monitor your shit.
They're authoritarian. They're not really communist in the traditional sense. Like
fucking retarded. Like, imagine being an incel in China, right? Trying to watch some fucking porn. Next thing you know, open up, and there's like guns in your face and shit. Like what the fuck? I can't even cope in peace.
Yeah. Like, come on, man, let me get my nut, please.
On the ground now, on the fucking ground. You go to jail.
You go to jail now. Oh man.
No racial, but I fucking hate BLM because that group has done worse for blacks than any group except the KKK.
Yeah, you're right about that, dude. It's what I call it controlled opposition. That's all BLM is.
Nazi Germany was Chad only.
Yeah, it was.
Anyone realize the hypocrisy that with neo-Nazis where they claim to be patriots, but our ancestors fought and killed Nazis and most white Americans would have had some native DNA in them?
Yeah, pretty much. I understand this, bro, about white people in America, right? A lot of them were thirsty for a chocolate coochie back in slavery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so a lot of them have their life. Yeah, George Washington, who's the OG deadbeat father. He had a bunch of half black kids he never took care of, but school never teaches you that shit.
The last name Washington rings a bell.
Yeah.
Tyrone Washington.
Yep, he had a bunch of kids he never took care of. He was sticking them down raw too. This is back during like the 1700s.
Yeah.
So the whole white now.
Here. Holy shit. Yep, I get treated much worse by whites than most other ethnics unless they're good looking.
I talked about you earlier, bro. I said that earlier. Yeah.
Dang. Rice cells have it worse. Honestly,
they do, but
rice cells have the
worst. No,
curry cells have it.
Yeah, I would say
on the incel hierarchy, curry cells are like the bottom tier. Rice cells are next. Then it's probably, I don't know if it's black cells or white cells. I don't know who to put there really, but yeah.
No, it goes white, then Spanish. It goes white, then Spanish,
Hispanic. Hispanics,
and then black, and then
Asian, then curry.
Asian, and then curry.
I have rice.
Yeah, right, yeah. Rice cells got it bad though. Rice cells, man, like
they have the best copes. They have the best copes. They have to, otherwise they all kill themselves.
Video games, they have anime, they have the best copes, man. I wish I had the best cope.
Cope aid.
Yeah.
Someone's talking about guns here. Let's see. Race is a complex subject. It is both real and fictional.
Yeah.
Black Cell are in third place as a sub. 3 Black Cell myself. I cannot even imagine the pain that my Rice brothers experience.
Facts, dude.
Because like Asians automatically have this like weird, it's like this like a force field of like a feminism or a femininity around their race. Like they're automatically perceived to be more feminine, even if they are masculine. It doesn't matter. Like they're just perceived to be like just the inferior option.
Yeah, when that's not true. Look at the Viet Cong. Look at the Imperial Japanese Army. They weren't inferior.
Oh, that shit's gone. That shit's gone now, dude. They got nuked and it's over.
Yeah.
They got
Keto Tojo, man.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki build. They're done.
Dude, Dave Chappelle said it the best. As Americans, right? We're the only group of people that bomb the testosterone out of an entire race of people.
Yep, it's over.
Japan went from being samurais and ninjas to being friggin' to making hentai. Like they cheese.
Yeah, Richard Coper talked about that topic in like 4 or 5 streams ago. Now he brought up how like, oh yeah, we emasculated the Asians. We just did. Like we had the emperor. He was like, we forced him to like, I think like we were taller than they were or something like that. So we forced him to look shorter than we were. Like I think they slanted the room down so he looked shorter than the Americans were. It was like really bad. Like stuff like that.
And then they made
was intentionally done.
Yeah, they made the Prime Minister of Japan during World War II meet up with General MacArthur, I think. They made him shake hands. Like they really cucked Japan, man. And then
destroyed them.
Yeah, and then after the war, the U.S. occupied them, and they were not even allowed to have their military. You didn't know that?
Oh yeah. They're still not allowed to have their own military. Actually, that's done. They can't have their own military.
Yeah, Germany could have one. Italy can have one. Japan, nope.
Yeah, well, Japan's been trying to get their own military for years now, but they have a special SDF or what do they call it, the Special Defense Force, what they call it, or something like that, or the
JDF. There's a big deal about it. I think during like 2011 or 2012.
Like that, yeah.
Why is Japan not allowed to have their own military? That's so retarded. That's dumb.
They signed a treaty saying they couldn't have them. That's really what it comes down to.
Why would you sign that treaty? Like, I'm screwed.
What else are they gonna do? They got Nagasaki, my dude. Like, what do you want them to do?
Like,
they literally got a Hiroshima.
Yeah, they got Hiroshima and Nagasaki, dude. It's over.
It's over. And now you got like average, even ugly-looking white dudes going over to Japan and shit, and piping out all the Asian girls in hotels.
What's up, Alpha Pill?
It's so fucked up, dude. That's so. While Asian men work sun up to sun down just to come home, play video games, jack off, and sleep. Like it's so sad.
I think it's Alpha I2O pill. I think that's the symbol. What symbol is that? The triangle.
Just Hikamori, Max, bro.
Yeah, dude. But the sad thing is, right? America's gonna end up like that in a couple years. America's gonna end up like that. I'm saying it's.
Yeah, in about 10 years, yeah.
Oh, dude. It's sad to say, but it's true.
Rice cells matter.
Like,
oh shit.
Because male isolation is at an all-time high. Like it's gonna get bad here, man.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time. Yeah, we talk about how
God,
because
dude.
like you can't even in my last video I talked about how like or my last 2 videos ago where I talked about the demographics and then I also talked about the
and he brought up that
Holly something video or basically
that article
a study and it talks about how like basically like if once you reach a certain level of inceldom, I guess you end up like destroying your society because the men they compete on such a level to you see in the black community now where the men compete on such a level to keep their women or to compete for female affection that they go literal crazy. Like they'll commit more crimes. They'll they're committing crimes to get detention for women for the most part.
Did you see the comment that Dante left on it? Because he read some of it and he could read German. And he said the lady who wrote that article pretty much said that the solution for incels is just prostitutes and porn.
Oh yeah. That's what she basically said too, which is like, okay, well, we have that now. Like, like this is what's going on now. Like,
that's not gonna help though. You need
that doesn't help. That doesn't solve. That's not going to solve the incoming sociological issues we're going to face because of this.
Yeah, yeah, you're right about that, man. Like
because with that, you get lack of genetic diversity, you get genetic bottlenecks, you get societal collapse because what are men going to be working for? For their video games, for their
To not be homeless.
Xbox? At that point, does it really matter to be homeless?
Yeah,
Base escort sales have even normies can't deny how bad curry sales have it.
they do, man, dude. They have it bad, dude. Like,
well, like curry sales are so weird because like they're so what's the best way to put this? They're so I feel like they don't know how bad they have it, so like they're so confident, but it's like they're confident for like no reason whatsoever. If that makes any sense. Like they have no problem approaching women, but they're so ugly that women just don't want them. So it's like it's really weird.
Yeah,
it's really weird watching them approach women. And it's like, what are you doing? Like anybody with like eyes can just tell, like this is not going to go well for you, dude. Jackie Chan Max. Nah, dude, don't Jackie Chan Max. That base escort still says
even normies from that, man, dude.
Even normies. Can you
imagine being
Indian men?
Yeah. What I was gonna say, can you imagine being an incel in like 2030? With the way things are going now.
Could I imagine being an incel in 2030? God, what's it gonna be like? Well, the thing is that like the demographics are like changing in such a way where like that generation is gonna be so small. So like, what's gonna happen?
It's just gonna get worse. It's not gonna get better.
What's gonna happen with those kids? Because like those girls are gonna get poached by Generation Y for sure. So like you're gonna have a whole generation of men who are just incel. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna function.
Dude, it's gonna get bad, man. Like we're gonna end up like Japan, hikikomori,
and then end up like China.
I don't know. I think the only reason Japan is like that is because they were so emasculated. I'm not sure if America has that problem quite yet. I think things are going to be worse in America. We have a gun problem. We have a gun issue problem. Not a gun problem per se. We have guns in this country, and we also have a bunch of men who have no problem. Like look at what happened with what's it called? Oh, Richard Copeland. I'll have it going again. Look at what happened with the BLM protest. Like, my God, our BLM protest. He had the rate of the Capitol. Like these men had zero problem running out there in the street fighting their ass off.
Yeah, the difference between American men and Japanese men is that when Japanese men get angry, they feel like they're cut off from society. They internalize, but with us, we externalize it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like look at Columbine, look at VTech, look at the Navy Yard shooting.
Roger.
Yeah. Don't say his name on here. Do not say his name on here. Say ER or the Supreme Gentleman. One chance.
I don't get paid anyway, so.
Yeah. Hear me out on the Japanese shit, right? I think Drowlix posted a video of some guy who was SEA maxing, right? And that's not what I meant by it at all.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he posted a video. No, I get what his point was, but I think a lot of times guys, when they talk about SEA maxing, they're talking about just living a life. And no wonder they don't want your fucking ass. What I mean by SEA maxing is I mean that we have to look for opportunities that exist. You see what I mean? So in other words, let's pick this up. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
What's NCA? I've never heard of it.
Southeast Asia.
Oh, Drolix, he's one of the members of the chat usually.
Okay.
Anyway, he posted a video of how this fucking douche went SEA maxing, think he was going to get every pussy he won. See, when I say SEA maxing, that's not what I'm talking about. Again, I'm talking from a Caucasian perspective. Just hear me out, okay? What I mean is by SEA maxing isn't so much because I believe in any of the concubine bullshit. What I believe is there might be certain opportunities in certain areas. Does that make sense? Right?
Yeah.
So for anyone, I'm just using it from one angle, right? I don't believe that women are so different. What I mean is when there's opportunity, we could have power, right? So he showed some videos of some guys like going around thinking they're going to have a sexual tour, which I don't believe. Because you got to remember, even in the Asian culture, just for example, we're talking open, right? Is that fair, guys?
Yeah.
Can we talk open? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So a lot of times these white guys, white guys think they're just going to go there. These women, besides prostitutes, are going to love them just because they go there because they're white. That's false. Now, hold on. If you can make yourself something in that culture, you can get that coochie. Does that make sense? Right? So he showed an example of one of those guys thinking he was just going to go there because he's white. He's going to fuck everybody. And I believe that's bullshit. Right? When I talk about
Yeah.
SEA maxing, I'm not talking about just living a fantasy. I'm talking about if there is a financial advantage, why don't I use it?
Oh,
It's a big
C-Max.
difference.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misheard.
Yes, sorry. C maxing. Okay.
Okay.
There's a big difference between me thinking that just because I'm white, that women are going to love me, or thinking that because there's financial opportunity, let's say in Malaysia, I should take advantage of it. Does that make sense? And that doesn't mean that I couldn't hire minorities from America to work for me. There's a big difference between me thinking it's a vacation or it's an opportunity. Does that make sense?
Well, I
Yeah,
can see the point, but I don't believe we should be doing that as a long-term solution anyway.
Whatever. I'm just trying to say this is a big difference because a lot of these white guys think that they're just going to go there and be, by the fact of de facto being white, that they're going to get what they want. And that's not what I'm saying at all. When I talk about SEA maxing, I'm talking about SEA maxing from a financial perspective. It's a big difference.
Okay.
Because I know the women there that they'll fuck you as long as you're bringing in the bacon. There's a big difference between me saying just because when you say just be white, yeah, just be white as long as you bring home fucking dollars.
Because I think
There's a big difference. Okay.
I think the conception is that they imagine, well, if they're white, then they're also economically successful.
Yeah,
so
I know
being white brings that in.
Them. Yeah, but that's only for the first week.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just got asked by Duke Medical School in Thailand to go study there. Okay. There's a big difference. Yes, if you're white and you could bring something to the table, they're going to want you. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So this whole other bullshit about just be white, even that's bullshit. Because
the thing is, I do agree with you.
Don't want you just because you're white. They want you because you're white because you could do something.
Oh, JBW
I have
never
a prime
helped me.
example of that.
Well, that's only true if you could do something. Okay.
Guys.
You know how much I made this year? I'm gonna be honest with you. You know how much I made this year? Sitting on my ass, working at home my portfolios.
7 figures.
$300,000.
Hey,
I swear to God.
Damn.
Oh well, I'm sorry because I did it because I don't do all the bullshit. I don't think of any fantasies. Okay, so I'm trying to say it's the same thing that I feel that whole racial thing of just be white, even that's bullshit. Because those girls there, they don't want you if you're not bringing anything else to the table.
Yeah, they want your money, not you.
Well, so what? So what? But at least if you go into that knowing what it is, but pretending it's something else, these fucking losers, they go over there, they think they're just going to be white. Yeah, sure. Like they fucking want some fucking jerk off, you know? I mean,
yeah, even that's not drying up, guys. Richard Coper, that's now drying up because hear me out. If more and more white guys go to Asia to run quote unquote JBW game, that'll increase the hypergamy with the Asian woman. So
yeah, but I still say it's relative. I still say it's relative. Put it this way: if women, okay, hold on, the guys will simultaneously say that women are all the same. Yet go there and be a bunch of punk-ass bitches and expect that they're all going to fall for them. No, I'm saying to use those opportunities for actual gain. Look, here's what I'm trying to say. The powers that be who are throwing us under the bus, they want a flat earth. So I say, okay, that's what they want. But I'm not saying it's JBW. I'm talking about if there's an opportunity somewhere else, I'm going to fucking take it. That's all. Not because I deserve anything, just because it's an opportunity. It doesn't matter what color I am. But these guys think they can go there. These white guys think they can just go there because of whatever. No, I'm talking about if there's an opportunity, I'm going to take it. Why not? Yeah, remember, the better I do, the more I can help everybody else.
Yeah, you're right about that.
These other guys think they're going to go there and go on a sex vacation. Meanwhile, if I get hooked up with Foxconn, I can employ a lot more blacks. Just saying. It's true. They're just going there on a fucking vacation, and they're surprised that every woman there doesn't want to just suck their dick. That's their fault.
Yeah.
So when I say SEA maxing, I'm talking about the entire package. I'm not just talking about a vacation. Because those women there, I got to be honest, they'll fuck you as a white guy, but you got to bring home the bacon. These guys think they're just going to go there on a vacation. and surprised they get taken for shit. Well, fuck them, and they're fucking elite as shit. That's why I keep trying to tell you guys, I'm not even in that group. I mean, with anybody who's with me, I don't care. It doesn't matter what color they are, as long as they're with the same ideology. I don't care anymore. I even sign off of the white supremacy or whatever. It's all bullshit. Whoever's got the same ideal is what matters. You know? So that's why I laugh. You see these white people say just be white. Yeah, these fucking losers that go over there and surprise these women don't want to date them. Yeah, they don't want to date some fucking loser. So all I'm saying is that they want if the government wants a universal economy, then I'm going to take advantage of it. That's all. Not even a racial sense. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this video of this. What I was gonna say is that the whole just be white thing. I noticed a lot of curvy men like fetishize white women. That's the one thing I noticed.
They love them.
Okay, I didn't know that, but I believe you. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, as someone who's like smashed milk before, milk ain't the best, man.
No, it's not. I agree. It's not.
Yeah, I wanted a Puerto Rican or
I gotta be honest. One of the best sex I ever had. One of the best sex I ever had with was a 48-year-old Chinese woman. She's fantastic. Swear to God.
Holy shit.
She was. I mean, I'm just telling you, the best ever. No, it wasn't a racial thing. She just was ready to go.
Yeah.
So I mean, it wasn't anything else. She was amazing. Amazing. She did all the gelging. She knew how to control my cock. It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
But that's not a racial thing. It's not because I have a fantasy. It's just that's what it is. So
yeah,
like I said, again, what I mean is we're all in the same boat. So my frame of mind is I'm not going to look at race. I'm not going to look at anything. I'm going to look at who's in my boat and who's not. After that, it's all bullshit. You know
and
what
the
I'm
thing
saying?
is, they did a poll, right, on Incels Without Hate on what race of women they find the most attractive, and you guessed what race it was, huh?
I would say, I don't know, Asian, white, I don't know.
White.
Tell me, I don't know.
White. I'm like, really?
Okay, right. So fuck them. Here's what I'm saying. If they want a
it's
flat
not
Earth,
the best.
no, but here's what I'm saying. If the government wants a flat Earth, then oblige them. You get what I'm saying? They're telling you to do what you got to do. Okay, let me use it from the African American stance. Okay, all right. They're telling you to be open-minded, yet pulling your bullshit. So go fuck other shit. That's what they want. You see what I mean? Take them up in their offer. Go down to Brazil and fuck some shit. No, I'm dead serious. If that's what they want, no, they want it both ways. They want to tell you to be open-minded, but then be a suit. No, you go down to Brazil and you fuck some shit. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I can sit there and be like, "Oh, white shit." No, because we're in the same boat. No, I'm applauding you if you do that. I'm dead serious. Don't buy any of their bullshit. And when I'm talking about the Asian women, okay, I'm only doing it not because I believe in some fantasy, some waifu shit. Okay, so if that's what they're in favor of, that's what I'm going to go for. But that's it. I didn't make the rules. You see what I mean? So I can sit around there. I could be that white guy and go, "Oh, they're taking out women." No, they're not. Black men aren't. They're just playing the game. You see what I mean? We're all in the same boat. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not going to sit around there and do that shit. Because these same white bitches, you go, "Oh, they're taking out women." No, they're doing it voluntarily. They don't care. You see what I mean? We're all in the same boat in the end.
And the coochie ain't even that good.
It's not even that good.
It's not good at all. Like,
yeah, a lot of these guys didn't get shit, and it's not their fault. Like when I always say, like it's not their fault. They're raised in this. They never got fucking poontang. That's not their fault. But now they imagine it as something else than it is, and it's not. I mean, it's just not. So
can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
What's up, Drowlix? What's up, brother?
What's up, man?
How's it going, fellas?
How's it going, brother?
Yeah.
But again, they start fantasizing it's more than it is. It's not.
I was kind of worried because I have like double VPN going, so it's kind of slow and.
Are you gonna watch this, my guy?
Yeah, what the fuck's going on with you?
You're gonna watch this? Double VPN. You trying to?
I always use VPN when online. You never know.
Oh yeah. Sure.
I'm sure FBI agents are listening and watching
Well,
right
they're
now.
getting blackpilled tonight. They're gonna get blackpilled. That
They're like,
FBI
hey,
agent,
Blackpilled
I'm gonna
FBI
vote.
agents.
They're like, hey man, aren't you having trouble getting laid too, dog? Listen to the stream.
I don't know. We got a good audience today. I had like 5 people on the chat. That's the first, I think.
Wait, how many
You
people in the
imagine
chat?
being a part of the FBI, right? And you're just monitoring blackpill content all day. You come home to your deadbed situation, and you wrote.
It's like they're right. FBI cells, base escort cell, FBI cells. Oh my god!
But recently, I guess FBI is turning out to be more leftist organization. Like they've been infiltrated by the cancel culture and everything.
I believe it.
So yeah, actually, is it Black Ronin Mystery?
Oh, your mic's going crazy, Black Ronin again. I'm gonna mute you real quick just to make sure you don't go ahead and mute your mic real quick. Go ahead, Drolix.
Yeah, actually, this week was pretty interesting. I came a little somewhat prepared. I got some topics that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Excellent. Excellent. High IQ.
I try.
Ronin, your mic's still going crazy. I'm gonna mute you again. All right.
Yeah, so let's see. I got a couple of topics here. All right, so number one, I guess this will be good for Black Ronin and Mystery because I know you guys are African American.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reading these articles today. It's like one of the FBI agents on his deathbed like confessed that the state police and the FBI were co-conspirators in the assassination of Malcolm X 50 years ago.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
Is my mic good now?
Yeah, you sound good.
You're good.
All right. Sorry about that.
So yeah, what's your kind of like your thoughts on that?
It was expected. Like I think everybody kind of knew it. I mean, then
it.
again, I watched a video. Someone said there was a lot of evidence that was possibly his what's the guy's name? Was it Elijah Muhammad? There was a lot of speculation that it could have been his group as well because they did have a beef between each other. But I think it was with that guy confessing though, it basically kind of like confirmed what we all kind of knew.
I think it's a little bit of both from what I read, but to be honest.
Okay.
Infighting and the FBI. You got to remember, there's a reason that we celebrate MLK and not Malcolm X. Because
you're right about
MLK
that,
is perfect for keeping the status quo. Non-violence, be careful, don't worry. No. And you got to remember, I'm talking about post what do you call what's Farrakhan's group again? What's the name of that group?
Nation of Islam.
Nation of
What it
Islam.
was at that time. Yeah, but what was it at that time in the early 70s? It was called something else. It doesn't matter. But let's say the Nation of Islam,
The
right?
Fruit of
Okay.
Islam.
Okay, but the same group, but they had a different name.
Muslim
That's all I
Brotherhood.
meant. Okay, let's say the Muslim Brotherhood. All right.
Not them,
What I mean is
Boko
that
Haram.
when they did that shit, right? The point is that they don't want to hear his message post visiting Africa and Mecca on that, because his message is the answer. That's why, because his message is post-racial. Martin Luther King keeps it in a racial dynamic. Malcolm X is explaining that it's beyond racial. So all these fucking liberals who talk about they want to go beyond race, they don't.
Not really. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right about that.
They don't at all.
They love race.
They don't at all.
They love
anything
race.
that gets in power, that's it. They don't want to go beyond race. That's truth. Malcolm X, the second he went beyond race, they got rid of him. The second when this is something systemic and it's not about blacks, it's not about white, they got rid of him. Martin Luther King let him just speak long enough till they capped his ass too.
Yeah.
Just long enough to give I Give a Dream shit. You know what I mean? So that all the school children learn, don't give a big shit about it. It's fine. No, it's not fine. And it's not black. It's not white. It's a systemic issue. All of us are in this, especially men. That's all. So I refuse to look through it through any other lens. And again, there's a reason that, like you said, who was the one who said you went to your work with the Malcolm X shirt?
Oh,
I was
that
listening.
me.
I didn't see
That
the
was me.
chat. Okay, well, why did those fucking boomers say that?
Because they thought
Because they were taught that.
terrorist.
Because
Yeah.
they were taught that. They were taught that Malcolm X was fine, bad, and Martin Luther King is a fucking saint. And that's truth. So they look at you.
Yeah,
If you came with a
that's what I
Malcolm
was
X
gonna
shirt, they
add.
would have clapped for you. They would have clapped for you. They would have clapped for you. And that's
Like,
the truth.
what
Because they
a
were
good
taught
black
that bullshit
man.
too.
Yeah.
Huh? I didn't hear it. Oh.
Yeah, he would have said. They would have said, "Oh,
Yeah, because they
what a good
only
black
want
man."
you as far. They only want you as far as you're a token.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like I'm being a dick, but it's the truth. They only
Yeah.
tolerate you. The left only tolerates you as far as your token. When I'm saying something that I tolerate anyone, regardless of race, religion, as long as we're on the same page. That's a big difference. And that's what Malcolm X was saying. He was saying anyone who's on the same page is my friend, anyone who's not is my enemy. And people didn't like that because that wasn't a good message. So Malcolm X, Martin Luther King could go out and be like, yeah, don't fight anyone and just, stand back and take it. It's like people are like, yeah, that's the message. Stay in line, black. That's it. That's it. That's all.
Yeah,
That's why we
it's so
celebrate
true.
him, because he kept the blacks. He started the ghetto state, started in 1960s. That's what Malcolm X talked about. There's more ghettos in a blue state than a red state. He saw it starting then, and we're talking about 50 years later. Same deal. The biggest ghettos are in blue states. The same states who would call me out for what I just said right now.
Yeah.
Why are
pretty
there not
much,
ghettos
man.
in other states? Well, that's the truth. You know what I mean? Okay, but at least I'm giving the insight that I'm saying that I feel that some of my prejudice actually came from them, because I didn't agree with the white supremacists, but when I hear all that bullshit from the blue, it made me more angry. And when I started to go, wait a second, it's all bullshit, it actually made me more tolerant.
Yeah, does
So
the
they're
blue
creating
states?
their own hatred.
Yeah.
They're creating the hatred while simultaneously telling you if you step out of line, you're racist. It's the same people. It's almost
On
like
average,
if Hitler
some
was
of-
nice. It's like if Hitler was nice, he would be them. He'd just do it nicely. That's all.
Yeah, I
You know what I'm
think this
saying?
is a good segue. Like, why the fuck do we keep Black History Month around, It's like there's no rice cell history month.
Right? Yeah. Dude, no, it's true. The Asians are the one who built the whole fucking railroad.
True.
He's dead
Yeah.
right. They've been here before the slaves. They built the whole fucking railroad, throwing dynamite into that shit. No one gives a fuck. And you know something else? In California, the same liberal state, they ban the Asian kids when they get high SAT scores. Oh yeah, that's the
Oh
truth.
yeah, I just read
yeah, I
a
heard
story
about
in
that.
Boston recently where because they had too many Asian kids in one of the
Same
advanced
problem.
programs,
Oh,
they
but
got
that's okay.
rid of the whole program.
Hey,
They said screw it.
But that's okay, right? Because it's a minority. But only minorities matter if it matters. But
Yeah,
the second
man.
they're going to
No,
flood the schools,
there's
they
a
can't come in.
systemic discrimination against Asians for sure.
Exactly.
So,
That's right.
I graduated university like 5 years ago now, and then prior to that, so it's almost 10 years now. But then, when I was applying, it's like as an Asian, you got already a strike one against you. And then I can't remember, it was either 3 months ago, there was this like black kid, he applied to all the universities and he got accepted into like 53 universities,
Right.
And I was like, how the fuck do you get accepted in 53 universities? I'm
Exactly.
talking, these are like, tier 1 colleges as well, like not just run of the mill, like they accept anyone.
Right.
And so
Right.
for a fact he's getting admitted just because he's black. And then, what do you think of this fucking bullshit affirmative action? And
Exactly.
I've met a few people like in university, and I was like, bro, why the fuck are you here? You do not belong here. Like, not being an elitist, but when I was at
No,
university,
you're right.
there were like
Yep.
smart ass motherfuckers there.
Yep.
Even at my
And-
fucking state school, there were like some people who shouldn't have fucking been there. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like,
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
retarded. like goddamn.
So I think it's
Right.
even more worse because it's like what do you call it? Like these unqualified kids come into school and then it's just like added suffering because you're
It's just
not
the way that-
qualified to be there.
Adult kids with student loan
Yep.
debt. So it's a huge part of the game.
Yep.
It's a huge system.
Yeah.
I mean,
So right now-
one of the biggest assets on the government's balance sheet right now is fucking student loan debt. They love
Right.
that
Yep.
shit.
And yeah, I feel like it's
Yep,
just another
Yeah.
Yes. Very good point. Exactly. You get the few in and they fucking milk them. Exactly. You're dead on.
Yeah, and like not to be sexist or anything, but women in tech was also the biggest fucking joke. Like,
Yeah, you're right. Not gonna
I
lie.
would say I would say 80% of the people in the CS classes when I was there, it was all guys, probably like 40 guys and like 3 females. And then, like I admit some of them were really smart, but then like the majority of them, they just got through by, uh, other simping nerds to like help them out. Like they were just so
Yes,
dumb.
there you go. I gotta remember. Yes, you're right.
And yeah. Anyways, like
Yep.
affirmative action's fucking bullshit, and there's definitely discrimination.
A funny thing
against
about
Asians.
affirmative action is that if they actually let people get in by merit, it would literally be like almost majority Asian and majority Jewish and everything
Yep.
else.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. They
so
posted that too.
affirmative action
No,
even
that's
benefits
not
white
even a
people as
question.
well. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They posted
Yeah.
that data that
Affirmative
actually
action.
affirmative action is actually helping white people right now. Yes.
And particularly
you're
white
right.
women, actually, believe it or
Oh,
not.
you're right about that.
It's-
Yep, you're right.
Affirmative action in the UC system helps white women
Yep.
by test if we're just adjusting for test score. Yes. That's not even a debate.
Oh man, this is
Swear
another
to God.
fucking black pill bullshit that no one talks about. Actually, I think the Better Bachelor did talk about it, but his was more in general. But dude, there's so much scholarships available for fucking foids right now. Like if you have a vagina, you could literally
Go to
get
for
a
free.
scholarship
For
or a
anything.
scholarship. Pretty much anything.
You just show up and fucking breathe, and as long as you can fucking a fog and mirror, you get a scholarship.
And how are you breathing? Come in, it's Harvard.
Can
And,
you fog a mirror? There you go, buddy. You're
Yeah,
in.
I don't share this, but I shit you fucking not. This is straight up from my university professor. I asked her, like, of course, she's a woman professor as well, and then I asked her, like, I had a friend, quote unquote friend, that wanted to apply for the CS program here, the one I went to, and then I told her she doesn't have like all that good grades. It's like B average. Guess what her response was?
You're racist.
No.
I don't know. Oh, okay.
Oh no, this is in regards to like the FOID applying for a CS
Oh,
program
okay.
seat.
Let me hear. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, she literally told me, tell her to just apply, she'll get in.
Ooh, yeah. See, she knows. She
Yeah.
knows.
And I was like, oh, like her GPA is like 2.9. It's not that great.
Oh God.
She
Wow.
she was like
For CS, holy shit.
yeah. No. I'll
Yeah.
tell you for the male. For the male, dude, I had to have a 3.5 average just to get in.
Yeah, I would say it's a minimum 3.5 on the B+ scale. Absolutely. Yeah.
I had 3.75 to get in. Like it's so fucking
Right.
competitive. Anyhow,
Right.
for the FOID, the professor literally said every year we cannot fill the reserve seats for women. So if she applies,
Right.
she'll just get in.
What the fuck?
Just get in. Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
You're a scientist
Wow.
now, right?
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I always heard the story, but I didn't know it was that bad. I mean,
Yeah,
Nah, he's
literally.
right. He's right. He's right.
Like they have a quota, they have reserve seats for FOIDs, like X amount, and for guys it's always filled. Competition's so fucking high. Like if you have a 3.0 GPA, don't bother applying. Literally, it's like you.
Yeah,
won't
you're
get in.
out. Yeah, you're out. Easy.
Yeah, but then I was like, that was a black pill moment for me. I was like, holy shit, I should change my gender to a FOID and then just apply, right?
hey, you legally can now, my dude. Just say you are. Fuck it, nowadays, yeah, just say you are.
Trinity
Yeah.
Max. Yeah.
I'm a woman. Okay, here's your free money. Hooray!
Yeah.
Hooray!
Oh, well, okay then. You can come in with a 2.8 now to CS.
Yeah, and I think it was last week.
Kind of like George Carlin once said. You remember what he said? He said, "Here's a pencil. It's physics.
Oh yeah.
Just come in. It's physics. Here's a pencil."
Sweet God.
And then I got a laugh out of I think it was like some FOID like talking or interviewing Joe Biden, and then she was like asking for, are you gonna cancel like 50K?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Joe
That was
Biden's
so
like,
funny. He's like,
no.
He just said no straight up. He didn't even like give her
Straight
like
up
any hope.
no. And you could see the shock on her face. It's like so.
It's like,
funny.
oh, but I voted for Joe Biden, and I expected no wars,
Yeah,
and,
because
and
of
low
that.
gas,
That's
and
the
low
point.
this, and low
Yeah.
that.
Yep. A lot of them thought that too. That's why they wanted him. They thought he would actually do that. You got to remember, those student loans don't come from the school; they come from the bank. So if
And
you're
they're
saying
backed by
that
the government,
he's
yeah.
going against the loan, he's going against the bank, which is not happening. So
Yeah, I
the
think,
whole premise was ridiculous. Not
Yeah,
happening.
I think he said up to 10K, but then it's quote unquote.
Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah. What are you, community college? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
under
go to
People spend that much in a
community college.
semester.
I go to community
Well,
college.
dude, that's not my point. I'm not liking community college. I'm talking about people spend 10 grand a semester, even at state school now. So that's what absolving your intro credits. It's all bullshit. You know, I mean, that's true. So
Even at my community college, I got paid to go to school because I got grants because I was like, at that point in my life, we were really poor, so I got like paid to go to fucking community college. It's like I didn't mind at all.
I'm a big advocate for community college. Like it was practically free for me. Like
Yeah.
I cannot see going like straight up 4 years at university. It's such a scam.
It really is a scam. You pay all that money for nothing.
Your first 2 years are worthless. There's no point.
You're paying to be poor.
It's like until you get into the major, you're just trying to fail your, general education, whatever.
Your mic's going a little bit crazy again, Ryan. A little bit. I think it
So
went
then,
away.
here's another good segue, I guess, into the freaking affirmative action BS and all that. It's like the recent one was like they're trying to cancel Henry Cavill for the Superman reboot and replace him with like
Black
rumored
Superman.
with Jordan B. Peterson or Anderson, was it? Or Jordan B. The guy in Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like trying to recapture that magic, quote unquote, from the Black Panther movie when it first came out.
Yeah, the acting wasn't that good, and they made Killmonger kind of retarded. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so what are you guys' thoughts on that? I'm just like, this is fucking retarded as fuck.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Not because you can see it again, if you say against the blacks, but it's like, one thing with Black Panther, the reason I was against it was Black Panther was a minor Marvel character. It has nothing to do with being black. It's like they're just log jamming and whatever they want.
Isn't that just indicative? Isn't that just indicative of racism, though? To qualify people by the color of their skin and not by their character? Because that's just what they're doing with us.
Well, okay, fine.
We have a white Superman. Now let's have a black Superman.
Okay, but it's still bullshit. They're trying to say they're making up for, and they're still appeasing to the same white audience.
Yeah.
So the 1950s white audience that want to see a white Superman, that's what they did. Now you got to remember, it's still appeasing a white audience. It doesn't matter opening night if they show a bunch of black people at the that they asked to come to Black Panther. The fact is, the vast majority of them were white leftists. That's why I'm against it. I'm not against because I don't care who's in it, but because I still feel it's part of this whole social programming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that supposedly the writer is also a black man, but he's just one of those super leftist cucks.
Yeah, but like again, exactly. He's someone who's so far removed from the average black man that what does it even matter?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like if it was actually helping people, I'd be like, okay, but it's not. So then why do I have to toe the line?
There's this narrative, right? That it's helping kids. If you see positive images, that'll help.
Yeah, but that's all bullshit. No, that's all bullshit. That's why I hate hearing that. Same thing when they say, "Oh, women would all be whatever," and then they do those studies where like the monkey grabs like a male monkey will grab like a toy, and the female monkey will grab like a baby. That's all bullshit.
Best data on this is stuff from Scandinavia, where they study women's and men's choices. That's the most egalitarian country on the face of the planet, and it doesn't matter. Like the women still go into nursing and men still go into CS.
Right, exactly. Whatever. Right, yeah. But you see what I'm saying? So it's all but bullshit. It doesn't. Women did not do certain things, did not join certain things just because of the patriot, whatever. Same thing. There was a time where blacks were literally legally discriminated against certain things, right? That's true. I can't deny that. But after that, a lot of it is just cultural norms. I mean, you guys see that in your areas. You were just talking about how like if you actually try to do better, your same culture tries to pull you back. So to believe that it's just a racial thing, it's not.
Who the heck is
Now you could say that
Victoria
a white
Nero
culture made the ghettos. A white culture maybe made the ghettos. That's not what I'm denying, but ultimately, it's not like my opinion that's keeping the hood existing. In fact, if I was in charge, it'd probably be less. But it doesn't matter. But then then I have to toe the line. So I think it's all bullshit. You know?
Yeah, like what is it? Peter Parker is on thin ice. It's like the new Spider-Man's Miles Morales BS.
Oh, really? I didn't even know. Yeah.
Like I guess Into the Spider Universe is like a lot more successful with African American quote unquote actor.
That was actually a pretty good movie though.
People
I
say I
like the
look
movie a
like
lot.
him. Miles Morales. People say I look like him. I don't see it at all. So
Okay, but again, if that actually, again, I have to admit, I'm not as much of a comic book. Not that I'm anti-comic book. I just wasn't as big into it. But if that's already written in the universe, that's different. I'm talking about they tried to shoehorn a very unpopular character, let's say in Black Panther, who was even unpopular among the same demographic during his heyday.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Richard Cooper.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
So Richard Cooper.
Yeah,
Believe it or not, Luke Cage and Blade were actually more popular than Black Panther.
Okay, but I'm saying, see, in other words, it didn't prevent people watching them.
Yeah.
I love Blade.
Yeah.
I love Blade. I watched it how many years ago? 15 years ago. How come it didn't prevent me watching it?
Yeah, imagine they try to make
It somehow didn't prevent me. So why is the other logic correct? It's not.
Yeah, imagine trying to make Blade reboot or something with a white actor today.
Okay, yeah, same idea. Okay, you know what's my favorite movie of all time? Swear to God, Coming to America.
The one with
I never thought of until Eddie Murphy said it was a black film. I never thought of it that way. I just thought it was funny. It's funny as fuck. No, the original.
Yeah, I hear.
Yeah, it really was.
So that's what I'm trying to say. It was just funny. It was just funny. I didn't even think of it that way until people started thinking of it that way. You see? So if something's funny, it's going to be funny. If something's likable, it's going to be likable.
Yeah.
Post actual Jim Crow law, right? Eddie Murphy in those films were hilarious. All the Trading Spaces, all those films were hilarious because it was funny as fuck. It didn't matter who was in it. They were funny, and the whole cast was funny. That's what matters. But this whole log jamming in things, it's just going to actually increase tension because people are going to want to say, oh, I like it, but deep down they know they don't like it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one had to make me like Eddie Murphy. He was hilarious up until he started getting old. I mean, especially when these films came out when I was a child. I had no even concept of racial difference at that point. I was too young. They were just funny, So, you kind of follow what I'm saying?
No, I think
at the end of the day, it's
you're
still
100% right,
the
yeah.
leftist.
Yeah.
That's all. It's still the leftist. And even the racial thing, they try to look nice, but same bullshit.
Yeah, they're making the second movie? I think it's through Amazon Prime or something, or
one of the streaming. Yeah.
But I heard also that was also mired in, the leftist BS.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, because otherwise they won't won't be able to stream. I understand it, but at the end of the day,
one thing that really annoys me about the leftism, especially white leftists, is that they're so they're more into oppression on things than I am when it comes to being black. It's like, oh yeah, they're looking at me saying oh yeah, you're black, so you must have this problem with the world. It's like, no, not really. I don't have that issue. And it's and they'll be so surprised when I say it, but it's like they have zero conception of what a black person actually goes through or what they actually
they have no idea. I'll even add to that. They have no idea what any person goes through except themselves.
No, so
they're very solipsistic,
I have to ask.
Yeah,
have you guys lived outside of the U.S. at all, or been outside of the U.S.?
No. I've been outside a lot, but not lived. No.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I don't leave the house.
Okay, well, I've been around the world, so I kind of see this stuff. If you ever been to Africa and walk through the slums there, you see what real abject poverty is like. It's that's where you see real hardships in life. All this leftist bullshit is first world problems. It's only because we live in America.
I get your point. Yeah, I get your point. Yeah.
Yeah,
they romanticize it.
Yeah,
they're still
exactly.
they're still looking through the lens of the first world, is what you're saying. Regardless,
if you can't secure water and food and shelter, that's your primary concern 24/7.
Right.
there's this new black actor. We gotta have him in this movie.
Right?
Like,
Yeah. It's
you
it's
can't
the last
compare.
concern. Right. It's the last concern of somebody living in Trent Town. I get what you mean.
Yeah, mystery school.
Yeah, what's up?
When you get around white liberals, you can feel the fakeness. You can just feel it. Oh my god, dude! Like
For
at
some
my
of these
job,
guys, I don't think it's fake, dude. I think they actually think because they've been like brainwashed into this shit. I think they actually believe that this shit's like, oh yeah,
But
black
I'm going to
people
add to that.
must
Yeah,
be
but
this
I don't
way.
care what they fuck they say. No, because even when you watch someone doesn't mean they're unconsciously feel that way.
Yeah.
See, when I
that's
told you the
true,
way
yeah.
I feel, at least I'm admitting it to you. I'm admitting that I had some of these feelings, but now I see where they come. That's honest. That whole thing about like I'm going to be your buddy and shit, that's just programmed. It doesn't mean unconsciously they don't fucking hate your guts.
Yeah.
On the opposite end,
I mean, I'm not saying I do, but they may. They may absolutely. Doesn't matter. They can invite you into their home and still be seething. So what does it matter?
yeah,
You can't trust them. That's
I
exactly
don't trust them either.
That's exactly what Malcolm X said.
Yeah.
He said they'll smile right to your fucking face. It doesn't matter. Because if they're going to still make certain positions, they're not going to give you certain jobs. Who gives a shit if they smile? Doesn't matter. It's still an enemy.
Yeah,
And like I'm saying,
conservative
these
wolf
people,
and the liberal fox, yeah.
because they're enemies to all of us. They're the same people. They're the lefties. They're the simps. They're the commies. It's all the same people.
Tankies.
So we're all in the same boat. Whatever. They're the ones who are in favor of China, but at the same time don't look away at China's like human rights issues.
Genocide, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Well, all I'm saying is this isn't racial. They're making it racial. This is an economic and country issue. So I refuse to even look any of the other
mostly
way.
a men's issue.
Okay,
Yeah.
and even more so, because that's what they did in China. They're trying to make us so that we're weak, so that we don't balk. And remember, on the animal farm, it's always good to castrate the bull. That's what they want. That's what they did in China. That's what it is. So we're all in the same boat. I don't care what color. Everyone else, that's what we talk about. Who's the biggest enemy? It's the new male. Doesn't matter what fucking color he is. So to sit around talking about racial issues from the turn of the 20th century are complete bullshit and a waste of time. Because I got to be honest, just like I'm not your enemy, you're not mine. I'm admitting that. No, it's the political agenda that's the enemy.
It really is, man.
You know what I mean? So
like
talking
at
about
my
whites
job,
and
right?
whatever. Yeah, it's all bullshit.
Like at my job, like I can
That's
feel the
pretty good,
fakeness,
Dante.
dude. Mystery school, right? I had an old white woman literally say to my face, dude, you know, I voted for Obama. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I honestly don't give a shit. Or this one white girl at my job said, you know, my first boyfriend was black. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I can give less than a fuck.
Right.
I don't care.
Or that big to do about a month ago, that one woman on her cell phone. I didn't even pay attention to it because I don't keep up with stuff like that. But I think she actually said that I'm a 22-year-old girl. I don't racism.
No, draw check.
Wow.
Something happened. Huh.
It's like it's so what? It doesn't matter.
Oh, there it is. It's like somebody new joined the chat. What's going on, my dude?
Oh, no, it's TRP. I changed my name. I changed my channel, like the description of it.
Yeah, I saw that. I noticed that. I was like, what's going on with you? I was like, what's going
Oh,
on?
what's up, TRP? It's been a
What's
while.
up, guys? Yeah, no, I don't want to be associated with the red pill because those guys are all goons.
Damn right. Good idea.
Yeah,
They're all
fuck
bullshit.
that, man. Yeah, no, I don't want to be
bullshit.
associated with those goons and grifters, so I decided
Yep,
to do my
exactly.
own thing.
Yep. Good point.
Yeah, for sure. That's good.
Yeah, red pill is cope these days.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, actually, even the black pill, like I am ultimately, you could say, black pill, but where
I was
gonna
about to say,
deviate-
when's the black pill going to become the new red pill?
yeah, no,
It's
like,
already starting. It's already starting. That's
Yeah,
fact.
that's
the
why I
invasion
chose
of the
to
normies.
I want to end all that
Yep.
garbage. So my new program is going to be accept the truth from all the different pills, but use.
Soon we'll have to cyanide pill.
I'm glad I'm named Mystery School then. Thank God.
We should.
No, I don't have
a
anything like
voting
Black Pill on my
process
thing,
of
other
grifters.
than maybe the channel titles, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is that the black pill is getting diluted. It is like because there's this YouTube channel called Black Pilled, and there's nothing black pilled about him. All it is just a bunch of like far right, like reactionary bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he just stole the channel or the name because it was, the up and coming thing.
Yeah, he got me on it because I started watching a few of his videos. I'm like, this is a black pill.
Yeah, I think I watched like 2 videos and I was like, unsub, like wrong sub.
Science
Like,
coping.
I was duped.
Yeah, because black pill isn't really political. I mean,
Ethiopia
it has colors
okay.
of politics, but it's not really a political issue.
Ethiopia is China's new factory. China used to be the world's factory. Now China has their own in Africa. Cheapest labor. That was hydraulics.
Oh yeah. That's one of the other things. Like China has grown economically, and China used to be poor as fuck. The only reason they were able to rise in the last 20, 30 years is because they opened up to capitalism, and then all these Western markets had access to cheap labor. And so then, as China got itself more out of poverty and, increased their living standards to more first world, the only place left is Africa, I would say, to compete with a cheap source of labor. Like another black pill is like this modern first world living is only afforded by the slave labor of the less fortunate.
Yep, exactly.
I don't think that I think it's almost impossible to ever eliminate slavery entirely. I think that
exactly
the system almost requires that there has to be an underclass of people that actually have to work for that labor. Has to be
no.
labor.
I disagree. Only can you hear me out?
Sure, go ahead.
It's actually no. I understand what you're saying. Let me just kind of adjust the scope here. The current system requires that. Consumerism requires that because it becomes by tight margins. If we went back to sort of the 1950 sense where you bought assets, that's not as required. I'm not saying
but who does the labor? Who moves the products?
Wait, hear me out. What I'm trying to say is that the current system. Let me explain my point, right? Okay, just hear me out. The current consumerism system is based on tight margins. So, for example, let's say you have everyone getting Uber Eats, okay, right? People are at home getting their, let's call it welfare, but they're going to call it UBI, getting their Uber Eats. So McDonald's and Uber Eats are making 5 cents a dollar and splitting it on whatever the price is. Doesn't matter. Let's say it's $10, okay? So the total cost of production, distribution, delivery, insurance, whatever, let's say is $9.95. They're making 5 cents, and then let's just make it up. Let's say they're splitting it even, which is probably not exact, but 5 cents margins. They do it by volume, okay? The only way to keep those volumes alive is by having cheap labor. So what I'm trying to say is you could still have a viable economic system. There will be certain people who are poorer or richer, but again, remember, if they're rich relative to their own country, they're still wealthy. Instead, to keep these same liberals alive so they can get their fucking Uber Eats and then go on YouTube and tell everybody that they got to do BLM, they have to keep other people in virtual slavery. So if we were buying actual assets, like if I was buying like my grandfather did, one refrigerator for my life, you wouldn't need slave labor. You follow what I'm trying to say? So it's actually, again, the left creates these margin groups. If people bought certain assets and the economy wasn't driven by high volume, low trades, you wouldn't need it.
Yo, this is so
So
true.
again, it becomes predicated by the desire of the system.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
we
is
can deny
so
this,
true.
but that's the truth.
Recently my washer broke, right? And I know what the problem is, and it's probably replacing a part or two, right, to fix it. But then what is it, like Best Buy or whatever is like, bro, it's so cheaper, you could just buy a brand new one.
Yeah, it's cheaper to buy a new one than it is actually repair something.
But again, who's making that cheap one? If that's the margin where it's not a buy and then get fixed for life, who's harvesting that metal?
No, it's 100%
what I'm trying to say?
right.
So it ultimately creates permanent poverty.
Yeah, everything is designed to fail. Like your new iPhone 10, it's going to be obsolete in a year.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly. It's the only way to make
obsolescence.
Exactly. So what I'm trying to say, it's not capitalism, it's consumerism. And consumerism is more related to leftism. So when I hear these kids talking about capitalism, no. Think of the countries that are the most left and how consumeristic are they? The answer is very much so. So when I even hear people saying it's the West, no, it's not the West. The West was fucking infected by leftism. There's a reason that people from the East used to kill to get here. Why do you think people are still making fucking bath boats so they can float here? Because it's the West, or has the West been infected? You see what I'm saying? I'm not talking about race. I'm talking about culture. It's been Alex, your fucking dad came here. Why did he come here? Because it was so great where he was?
No, of course not.
He came here because there was fucking disease there culturally. So now we've been poisoned. So that's what I mean. It's not race.
A better life from every other place.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why he came. So now I'm going to pretend that it's the West. No, it's been poisoned by these people at the top 1% of 1% that want to keep a pure consumerism, built to fail economy. It keeps us down, and it keeps the other people in virtual, let's say, legal slavery. That's the truth.
That's the truth. The biggest black pill is the modern, lifestyle is only afforded by the slave labor.
Preach, exactly. Preach.
Yep, you're right.
Exactly. The only way you can have a house full of garbage is to having other people fucking breaking their backs. That's it.
And people don't realize that, which is pretty sad, I would say.
Yep. Well, yeah, exactly. But just because they don't realize it doesn't make it not true. So that's why I'm against it. Their ignorance doesn't change it.
I never buy shit unless I truly need it, kind of thing. It's just I've had this cell phone for 7 years until it finally broke, or they forced me to upgrade. Planned obsolescence is not my thing.
Yep, exactly. But you got to remember, partially that's because probably you may not be aware of it, but that's sort of what your dad maybe indirectly taught you.
No,
you're not always thinking it. It's unconscious.
No, it's
it's unconscious.
It's grained in the older generation. I'm a rice cell.
Yes.
You go to Asian countries, not only just the whole consumerism bullshit mindset is not as prevalent compared to say the West, is that we have a culture of taking care of our things. We believe or at least say in Japan, they believe objects can possess spirit and soul.
Right.
So it's you use it until it kind of breaks and there's no point of return. Kind of thing.
Exactly.
And so here it's I don't like thing. Yeah, it's I don't like.
Sorry, go on. Go. No, you go first. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's I don't like the color. Just buy a new one. Or you buy shit from Amazon and you don't like it, you return it. Yep. And another black pill is it's actually cheaper for Amazon to just toss that shit in the trash and restock it. So it's people are just literally buying shit, get their money back, but the actual product goes into the landfill.
Yeah, it's the actual trade. Damn right, you're 100% right, 105%. Yep.
All right, I'm good on that. Go ahead.
Yeah, last.
No, I get you. I'm just trying to say, I think it is a cultural thing, but again, a lot of times we were talking at the beginning of the stream about how you hear these either super privileged people or you hear people who are too young to know, talking about leftism. And it's I don't think again it's a capitalistic issue. I really think it's a consumerism issue, and then what they're going to do is they're going to throw the proverbial baby out with the bathwater, and then we'll have nothing.
Yeah.
And
who tells you to consume? Hear me out, guys. Hear me out.
Let me hear you.
Who tells you to buy this, buy that?
The system itself. I think the system itself directly. Yeah. Because
when we were little kids, right? Remember we were little kids and we saw the Kool-Aid commercial. All the kids are sad because they got regular water. The Kool-Aid man bust through the freaking wall, giving all the kids Kool-Aid. All the kids are happy.
Right.
Yeah. They want you to buy their shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been there's a documentary called the A Century of the Self, where it talks about how when we used to be more of a utility culture, we would only buy stuff where we actually needed, and it was the guy named Edward Bernays who was the cousin
he was
of
nephew. He was nephew
of Sigmund Freud, who basically ended up he basically
he's the one who created
public relations.
Yeah, he wrote the book Propaganda.
Yeah,
he's the one that came up with the propaganda concept.
Yeah, and then this is how we get this consumerist culture where we convince people to buy stuff that they didn't need, whereas we had people succumb to their own desires now. So you just buy stuff just to buy it.
Yeah. Well,
And
no,
you
for
can
the
see
black
that like with the advertising, how they're not just advertising their product, they're advertising everything that the product
The
can be associated
lifestyle.
with.
Yeah,
the lifestyle.
Yes, and
Hold
as I
on,
watch the
guys.
commercial, I'm like, what did I even watch? It just so
You
got
guys have
married
to hear
family
me
or
out.
something.
Hear
You
me
don't
out.
even know.
This is actually really good because Kevin Samuels also brought this up. So the modern day feminism, whoever that bitch was that created Sex and the City, and she used to be the head editor of Vogue or Glamour or some magazine. So she admitted that the whole thing about the modern day feminism was to brainwash women into push a lifestyle of consumerism so that they can, buy more product essentially.
Yeah, women have always been the primary buyers of products. This is true. Even back when they couldn't. Yeah, spenders. Even back when they couldn't work.
Yeah,
I mean, feminism was I don't know what the word would be, but it was used by corporations to promote to have a bigger workforce, because you have women in the workforce, they can now earn money and they can use that money to buy more goods and
they're more likely to spend. And that's
exactly.
all it was.
And in addition to that, cheaper labor, because the more
it doubles the labor pool.
Right. So the more labor pool you have, the lower the cost of labor as well.
Yeah, so you have to wage. That's all. They don't give a. Put it this way: anything you ever hear, just assume that no one gives a fuck. No. I mean, anything you ever hear, assume. No, I mean, anything you hear, assume that. I'm not talking about an individual. Like, you may care, your parents may care, but as a group, no one gives a fuck. So anytime you ever hear anything, they don't give a fuck. That's my rule of thumb. It might sound cold, but every time I hear oh, they care about women, it's like, no, they don't. They don't care at all. So all these things, just safely assume anytime you hear anything, what's the bottom line? And you're sort of highlighting that.
The reality of the reality of the left right now, the fact of the matter is that all these corporations, they wouldn't be so pro LGBT plus if they weren't getting money from it for the most part.
Exactly.
They wouldn't care about it at all.
Care.
Yeah, they don't care at all. It's all about the money for them.
They don't care. And do you think they care? Let's make this up. Let's even say I'll even give this, because I'm not sure, but I'll even give this just for the sake of argument. Let's say it is true that whatever percent of the population actually is intersex. Just hear me out. I don't know if that's true. I think it's more psychological, but let's just say, okay, fine. But it's still that percent. So if they encourage people who are not in that group to go get hormone therapy because it helps their bottom line, they don't care. They don't care if that person fucking commits suicide 10 years later. You see what I mean? So even if it's true, if someone go, Richard, it's true, there really is. Okay, fine. But not 1%, not 5%. They just don't care. As long as you go to the mall, although we can't now because it's, COVID, but let's say as long as you go to the mall and you buy crap, they don't give a fuck if you got what parts you have. You see, that's really the bottom.
I have to add to this, in recent week today, what is it? The Oreo company tweeted out trans people exist ... on their Twitter. And it's like, dude, you're a cookie company. You make fucking cookies. Who gives a fuck?
Right, what the fuck do you care? You fucking have trans fats in your foods. What does it matter?
Rest in peace, Mr. Potato Head.
The average normie fails to realize this is just to drum up some, free public advertisement.
Right.
And I think the parent company is Nabisco or whatever. Or some other.
Right.
It's a huge.
Whatever. Yeah.
They make
exactly,
$17 billion or something, and
a day,
sales
or something they care.
Year.
Yeah,
and
I know. Yeah.
The bigger issue is that they monopolize the cocoa industry for monopolizing chocolate.
And there's a bunch of natives who can't get shoes because of fucking Hydrox cookies or whatever. Yeah,
right.
And most of the people who pick the cocoa plants and all that are migrant workers who get paid slave wages. They don't care about that.
Right.
There's slave laborers in West Africa, picking up cocoa plants and whatever. And that's the real problem, while they enjoy, billions in profits every year.
Exactly.
But the normies are just too dumb to realize. Because when I saw that, I was just oh, they're trying to drum up free advertisement. It's always about the money.
Right.
Money talks and bullshit walks, yeah.
Yeah, but I think what Dralo's trying to say is that the public doesn't seem to be aware of that. So you're saying it a little different. It's like, let's say you watch a stock and you go, okay, they're just saying that because of X, Y, Z, whatever. You go, but at least you have a logical position. I think a lot of these people think that it's genuinely humanitarian. It's just not. I generally think they think it's that, but it's not.
Yeah, I guess the
like,
black pill mindset, so to speak, it's like I question everything. And usually when you just question like why, you kind of see, and you'll quickly realize, like you said, everything is bullshit.
Do you have anything you want to add to your RP? I know you've been kind of quiet. I mean to cut you.
Yeah, no.
Kind of keep you out of here.
Yeah, I have this thing. It comes with, having diagnosed autism where I accidentally cut people off. I just wanted to wait for everyone that.
Oh, go ahead.
To finish. But I wanted to add back to the initial point of race, and then I'll add it onto this, and that racism is actually pretty easy to deconstruct. Imagine if there was a technology that could alter everyone at a genetic level to make everyone have blue eyes, blonde hair, or black hair, black eyes, whatever it is. Then wouldn't that kind of disprove like those people? Wouldn't that make people that initially racially divided everyone of the same race? But this is actually practical and possible. What if we had VR glasses that could track faces and put whatever face you desired on that face? So does not make race kind of a pointless and illogical. Basically, my point is that it has no real foundation. It's a social construct. It has no empirical foundation whatsoever. And as far as the consumerism thing goes, everything in our society is so intricately plotted out, so intricately thought out to accomplish a few outcomes. One is to deter you from being a critical thinker. The second would be to shit all over your health, biological health, your immune system. And the thirdly is your psychological health, like the way that all this propaganda, all this media shits all over your various different response centers, be it serotonin, dopamine, whatever centers that we use to govern. Like serotonin is pretty important to govern sleep, the willingness to, to commit to tasks is so unbelievably well thought out. You'd be astonished. Like you couldn't even start to deconstruct everything. But ultimately, the end goal, I think, is just to make us into. See, we've been given the stupid illusion to think that we're free. We are literally carrying a device, our phones, that has the capacity to record everywhere that we go, everything that we say, and everything that we are as human beings. They have a personality profile for literally everyone on this earth, and we think we're free. And we're far from free. So what is the next goal? I think they're just trying to buy time for the next major technological optimization to render us even more incapable of critical thought. But thank you. I do appreciate for you to acknowledge that, Mystery.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, definitely since we're in the next I think they call it like the fourth industrial revolution, whatever they want to call it, where they say we have the AI is just going to take over. AI is just going to take over, and automation is going to be the next big thing. Now, the jobs that's going to affect is going to be more cognitively inclined jobs, and with like lawyers and stuff like that. But it's going to come for the low tier workers first. Obviously, people who work in factories, people who work in low skill jobs. Yeah, those jobs are going to go first. I mean, you see it now. You walk into a grocery store now that like half the lanes are self checkout. So
yeah,
they're coming for the jobs. But the real question is going to become, what do they do when all the jobs are gone, and the people? What do the leftovers do? Like they keep the whole meme of like learn to code was like a meme, but it is kind of like it's such a privileged thing to say. It's kind of funny because like learn to code is like very very this is very privileged, obviously. Because like, well, what's that mean? What's the implication that like you're supposed to learn to code?
That's what happens when your leaders and our politicians are just so old that they don't know what's going on technologically.
Because they're all boomers. They're all old as shit.
Most of them still don't even have cell phones. They're
all old.
I have to kind of add the meme "learn to code" is probably not a meme anymore. Like if you want to survive 2021 and beyond, it's like
a meme
it's
for
all,
the average person. Though the average person cannot learn to just code. Like, I mean, like,
right.
I don't think they have the capability of doing so. Like, what does the average man do? I'm not talking about what does the exceptional man do. What does the average man do when like they can't find a job and all the jobs that they could do are just gone?
I think there was going to be like sort of like a natural selection. All these people that, you know, get left out, not necessarily the dregs of society, but the, you know, low skilled, low tier folks will like slowly die out because they can't, we're already not reproducing fast enough. And, you
Yeah.
know, the economic factor
Yeah, but
greatly ties into, you
I'll
know,
say
reproduction.
I agree with that. But I'll say one thing though is that again, I'm a big student of history, and I got to say, they said all similar things going into the 20th century, and they were wrong. So my premise, when I tell you guys to hold, I still think that there's an error somewhere. There's just enough plausible nonsense to make sense, but it doesn't mean it makes sense. I still think they overplanned, and whenever man plans, as they say, God laughs. You know what I'm saying? So I still think there's an error. They think they have it all lined up, but there's something, I don't know what yet, but there's some error, and it's too convenient. It's still to believe that every generation has thought that they were the apex. You know what I'm saying? We're not the first one to think that we're the apex. Very likely in terms of historical perspective, we're not shit.
Not
So
yet, but it's coming.
The chances that the computers we created even are shit compared to what we need is very likely. So I still think there's going to be an error. So when I say hold and just sort of withdraw, not in the hikikomori sense, I mean for your own ass, there's going to be an error. Because I'm just trying to say they said all this stuff when they started doing margin training with ticker tapes and all these same movements came up. There'll be something. We just don't know. That's all I'm trying to say. So that whole thing about people start like rationalizing,
I have to kind of add like so when I said earlier, like, you know, the population decline is happening and the average folk is gonna, you know, disappear. I think it's already happening right now. And
that may be true, but you're still assuming that they have. Here's what I'm trying to say: the group at the top always thinks they have natural genetic advantage, which they may. Okay, but you got to remember, in actual nature, see, this is why I hate when they do these false equivalencies, right? In actual nature, let's say you're the silverback, you're the top, right? You're always at a threat of death. These groups are in power. So they're assuming that just by nature of being in power, just because maybe they're fourth generation, that they are the genetic superiority. They could be, but many of them aren't. But because they have a force to keep them in power, they stay in power, yet use survival of the fittest when they're not the fittest. Or they could be. It doesn't matter. So I still think there could be an error. You got to remember how many of these super rich people are having like autistic children, weak autistic children.
I have a thing to say about that.
Well, true.
Error, right?
You know, yeah.
So I mean, I work in the tech industry, and you know, to me at least, that's just my own theory. But
I'll be back, guys.
Okay. Yeah, like my own theory is that, you know, right now, at least in the West, so to speak, in the decline, we're not producing enough smart people at the rate that it used to be, say, up and coming 80s, 90s, and, you know, 2000s. And you know, like this next technological breakthrough, so to speak, it's probably most likely going to be artificial intelligence. But like at the level of which, you know, I don't know, like Terminator 2 and Skynet and all that stuff, that's like easily 50 years away. Like it won't happen in our lifetime. It could happen in the next 100 years.
You're right and wrong, because Boston Dynamics actually made a video, but it taught a robot how to shoot a gun. So you're both right and wrong about the whole Terminator thing. We might go that route.
Well, like teaching a robot how to shoot, that's not, I would say, particularly difficult, but the true, you know, sentient, like conscious artificial intelligence to the point where it recognizes itself, and, you know, like the worst case doomsday scenarios, like it tries to kill man to self-preserve itself. Like that shit is still science fiction realm.
Yeah, my thing is with that,
I agree.
And I'm going to try to explain this to the best of my ability. My thing with that is you know, the existential threat there wouldn't be like some Skynet or I have no mouth and I must scream type of scenario. I think the existential crisis comes to where what does it mean to be a human at that point? If we could just grant life, because artificial life, that's kind of, I mean, how do you define artificial intelligence? Because by the same metric, aren't we artificially intelligent? Where does the distinction come at that point? So you have like this merger.
That if something becomes, but you're assuming that if something becomes sentient, it has to have identical cognitive.
Well,
it can still become sentient without having the same type of cognition as we do.
It kind of reflects like our own sentience in a way.
But it may not. It may not. That's what I'm trying to say. Again, that's why I keep talking about we're assuming that we're at the apex. We may not be.
So I think
reptiles before the extinction started becoming slightly, they were moderately intelligent. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, I think
the new intelligence could be a divergence from our sentience.
I think a better scenario would be, I hate to bring this up, but have any of you guys played Soma?
Played what?
Soma.
Persona?
No, Soma. SOMA.
No,
I haven't.
It tackles a similar concept between where's the wall between basic human sentience and quote unquote artificial intelligence, because of the game is about like the two kind of become blurred into one, and it really doesn't matter at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, but even with that point, I'd say I've talked about one time, I think a couple weeks ago, about the possibility that I think there would be bionics eventually. But I'm saying even among bionics, you're still assuming that certain groups now who are inferior won't become the advantage. There's no point in history where one group has ever been correct. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm talking to the collective history. I still think there's something insidious about the main group. I don't care how they rationalize it.
Well, it comes to
what it's supposed to be.
It really comes down to 2 points. Is this all like engineered and planned by some nefarious group, or is it just basic human stupidity coming through?
It's both.
It's either. It just becomes emergent property. Like, why did humans invent a hammer? You got to remember, when they invented a hammer and they first harnessed fire, it set us up for this. It doesn't make it incorrect. Like at one point,
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying.
But I'm saying it's probably just going to become an emergent property. It doesn't have to be nefarious.
Okay.
Nefarious people can co-opt things. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's how it will emerge. Right.
When I say nefarious, I mean, was it planned, or is all this like amateur eugenics coming into play?
Hold on. Let me rephrase your question. In eugenics in regard to what?
What was that?
Part? Eugenics in regard to what? There's multiple ways that you do eugenics.
I mean, just with how the whole system's being structured now or restructured.
Okay, well, hold on for a second. Let's say even in all forms of nature, let's use apes, not just all types of mammals, particularly apes. Apes tend to have less children. It's advantageous to have neoteny. The longer a child is a child, the more development, but the smarter it becomes. That's not new. Animals that tend to have dumber children tend to have a lot. Like a tadpole is not advantageous to us. That's not new. So it's just a selective advantage when times are good to have less children. Humans only had a lot of children to replace the ones that died. So if someone had 14 children, doesn't mean they all survived past they were 3. That's not new. We're talking about a whole other different beast here. You know what I mean? We're talking about a beast that has consolidated too much power that's not allowing natural selection maybe to occur. That's my point. They're claiming that they're apex. It's like, okay, when you guys talk about those fucking racist white supremacists, the 5-foot guy is saying that he has an advantage. He doesn't. Again, if Germany had the advantage, why did they lose? You're these fucking Nazis, yet they lost 2 wars.
They got greedy and started a 2-front war.
Well, okay, then
not too smart.
Okay, well, not too fucking smart then, because there's other white people who said no. Right? So it can't be a German advantage. It's the same type of thing. They're saying the advantage because they're in the group. They're in the top group. And I'm trying to say that I bet, and very soon, I'm going to talk about in 3 years, the way that they're playing around with these stocks, that they made a huge error. That's all I'm going to tell you. They made a huge error. So That's why I keep advocating playing the long game, because they think every time people think they had it lined up, that's when shit hits the fan. And I still think they're going to make an error. For instance, even if there's artificial intelligence, how do you know they're going to decide with them? There's too many variables. I refuse to believe that we're completely the apex. I still believe that human consciousness is still, there's enough answers looking at the past than the bullshit they tell us now. And I really believe within the next 2 to 3 years, there's going to be a huge collapse.
Yeah, I was going to segue this into one topic.
You know?
What is your What is your view on AI girlfriends or love bots?
VTubers.
Well, are you talking about in a full? Well, hold on. In a full virtual sense, or in terms of? I mean, it's a little. There's different levels they talk about.
Like I'm talking about, like kind of like synthetic skin, but with android parts under the synthetic skin. Like in talk.
Well, here's what I'm pointing. Okay, right now, no, I'm against it because I think it's a cope. If at some point they make it advantageous, that becomes a different question. But right now, I think it's a cope. I think there's still a way that if they change the system, and people would still have their peace. I think right now they're sort of offering as a false alternative. You know what I'm saying? I think eventually, I mean, I guess technically, if they made something, let's say we go in the future, it's something that looks like a human. I mean, probably girls are going to get that too, but that's kind of far off.
I would say don't underestimate man's ability to cope. Like the one in Blade Runner, the joy, and have it being a real like conscious, like artificial, super smart, caters to every man's need. Like the internet was fueled by prawn, so I wouldn't doubt this.
I mean, again, we're talking about the timeline. Yeah. I think it could. I'm saying right now I see it as a false alternative. You know what I'm saying? Right now I disagree because I don't think the tech's there or anything. I mean, that's kind of a loaded question. But right now I think it's a false alternative. And again, I just think they just look. The same thing with the reason people aren't getting laid is because they just want to break up the homes. You got to remember, we as men, we have to have all the responsibility of manhood and then none of the benefits. Females get to have all the benefits and none of the responsibility.
Yeah,
and it's not even their fault.
Problem.
But that's the rule. That's not even their fault. Mention this. Let's make this up. Let's say tomorrow someone else came into power, just for a thought experiment, and they said guys can fuck anything, and if they got anyone pregnant, they're not responsible, and they're not responsible for anything. Okay, that's not going to happen. But what if it did? That's basically what they said with women. You get what I'm saying? So we can talk about it's their nature. No, it's just that's what they're allowed to do.
That's why equality between the sexes does not exist.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There was never an approach to get it. But the point was just to break up everything. Again, you guys talk always how the black community is the best. Oh, maybe it was who's the other guy? Jack talked about how it's actually the best example of what happens when everything goes wrong. And
And black community is so, canary in the coal mine, basically.
Exactly. It's an example of what it's like living inside an Epcot, and a planned community. And so I said again, the truth is because it's not even women it's like if you give anyone, any group, any political group, male, female, business, not business, the point is they have an illegal advantage. That's how they enforce their position. We could dice it up one anyway. The truth is, legally, if they break up a marriage, they can cancel pregnancy and break up a marriage with impunity. Who grants them that right? Their feelings? No, the state. You see what I'm saying? So if the state flipped for us, that's what I'm saying. It's the state that's corrupt.
History is written by the victors, right?
So it really is.
Whoever has power, they get to decide what the standard is.
Even there, I hear that. But are women okay? But again, at the end of the day, who's really in power? I'm not talking about for us. Nothing's changed at the top. That's my point.
Do you think there will be
same financiers? What I'm trying to say, it doesn't matter. They can have men, women, black, white, gay, straight. They're in power. You see what I'm trying to say? It doesn't matter what the fuck they say. We're against a corruption. It's corruption. That's why I hate the red pill too, because they talk about women shit. It's not women either. It's that they're look. If men were given the advantage to fuck anything they want, not have parental responsibility and no financial obligation, you don't think the guys would be sticking the dick in anything they could? There's guys who do that now. You see what I'm trying to say? So to just say it's a women and nature and fucking bonobos, no, they have a legal right to do what they do. That's really what's going on. So we can boil it down to fucking biology. It's not. It's
No,
partially.
you have a point. Like without laws and orders, you know, they're there
Yeah,
to
then there'd be no
prevent.
society.
Yeah, they're there to
If people were
prevent.
shit in the streets. Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I'll be running around raping, you know, whoever.
Why not?
FBI,
There's no
open
laws.
up.
No,
No, I'm
but what
just saying,
is, if you
if there was
were
no
never taught
consequence
morals,
to
why
your
wouldn't you?
action, there would be, you know,
Why
just
wouldn't you?
roving
Exactly.
bandits of
Why
crazy men
wouldn't you?
doing whatever the fuck they want.
Exactly. And the old saying, you know, all is fair in love is war. That's it. That's what I'm saying. So that's why even when people go, women, yeah, I get it. Women are annoying. They do this shit, but it's not even about them. They're not actually in charge. The girl you tried to meet on Tinder is not in charge of shit. She works in the temple office. Yeah, she's in charge of the pussy, but she's not in charge of power. You see what I mean? Ultimately, it's
Yeah,
another
but
way.
isn't power just reflective in that though?
Okay, what I'm trying to say is just like, remember I told you before that the black pill helped me kind of deal with racial issues? Because it started to be like, wait, it's not the black guy. Who's in charge? Same way we hear black people go, just be white. It's like, fuck, I'm not getting laid right now either. You start to see, but they're getting laid. DiCaprio is getting as much pussy as he wants, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to say that you start to see that it's not even men, women. Yeah, we always had differences, but the truth is they broke up the homes and they gave legal, not just opinion, legal advantage that if someone is unscrupulous, not saying all women, let's say 80% are, and take advantage of it, they'll win. Make sense? So it's just like when there's Jim Crow law, and if let's say a white guy did something to a black person, he just get away with it. He did. Why? Because the state allowed it. Just right now, if a white guy goes punches a white guy because he says he doesn't like blacks enough, the state allows it. The black guy doesn't have to be involved. So what I'm trying to say is, what I think of the black pill is that the black pill opens up the opportunity to see the bigger picture. I keep saying over and over again, I hate the red pill because it focuses so much on dating, which is I'm saying is a cursory dynamic to what's going on.
No, I think the black pill just made me question everything, which is, I would say, generally a good thing. Like you become less immune to more BS.
It may be. Yes, I agree.
You have anything you want to add to your?
You may have to question a little bit of everything. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna hop off after I say this last thing. But I do. First off, I do appreciate you for having me on. But I don't know. Like, I think one thing that a lot of guys here fail to incorporate, especially with the whole, self versus biology thing, is it so one-sided. There's one big fundamental flaw with human interpretation or perception, in that we have, so everything exists as a dualism. Nothing can exist as a singular unit, but we have a singular consciousness. So where that divide lies, it allows for spectrum, because imagine a line with two endpoints where one of the endpoints is, it's all biological, and the other endpoint is, oh no, we have will, we have religious, whatever. And in between that line, between the two endpoints, you have a spectrum, and where that spectrum lies, you have that one point where that becomes your individualistic view, because a point is zero dimensional and a line is one dimensional. So from zero, in anything one dimensional, you have infinitely many zero dimensional components. So that's where that spectrum lies. And I think this is one of the big fundamental flaws with human perception, in that we have this singular understanding of something that's really a mere reflection at the end of the day of something that's a higher dimensional form. So I think that's where we get kind of screwed in this. But the beauty of it is that it allows for consciousness, because if this didn't really arise, then we wouldn't be able to have conscious form and understanding. But yeah, that'll probably be my last thing. But thank you, man, Mr. School. Thank you for having me on. And everyone in the chat, this brother here is on my stream too. Great guy. I always do appreciate your content and your videos. But yeah, everyone have a great day. Take care.
I did.
Bye. All right. Okay, can I do one follow-up to that real quick? I think you guys can tag on this. Okay.
Sure.
All right. If that's true, why did they say the founding fathers come up with separation of church and state and separation of powers?
Oh, you're right about that.
They already knew this was a problem. These are things that people thought about since antiquity. They just finally were able to implement it. So that's what I'm saying. I don't want to, all the other stuff, it's just a way to avoid from corruption. I'll stand again. It's not white. It's not black. It's not male, female. There's corruption. Yes, all those biological needs are true, but I still think there are just a way of sidestepping a larger issue. Corruption creates corruption. Absolute power creates absolute power. They created these systems with the intent to avoid what's going on right now. Now the government goes around it, and look what's happening. These are things that people answered 300 years ago. So I mean, yes, it's all true. What do you think? Women then were whatever? No, they knew that then too. People wrote about stuff with male and female relations during Athens. But when those countries fell, it was because of corruption. When Rome fell, it was because of corruption. It wasn't because men and women are cats and dogs. It was financial corruption. It was overexpansion of the military. It was not training the youth. That's what did it, not dating. You see what I mean? And that's what they did here. I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying?
The
yes,
whole
all
dating
those things are
aspect
true.
and collapse is just the symptom of the bigger societal
of a bigger
corruption.
problem. Exactly.
Yeah,
and it is a very big problem, but it's one of the symptoms. That's all. And just to say, men, no. Yeah, they let too much power consolidate. They do executive orders. They go around everything and do whatever the fuck they want.
So I have
That's
to
all.
add earlier, going back to the fourth stage of technological achievement or something.
Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, and assume that, we do reach a point where we do create artificial intelligence, like at the Terminator level. I think there's only 3 possible ways, which is 1, the AI is too good, surpasses man, and views us as obsolete and takes us out, which is the exact doomsday scenario in that movie. And then 2, we can coexist in harmony, which is highly unlikely. And then 3 is that the AI surpasses itself and, possibly just leave Earth. Like Earth is just too small and they will leave the galaxy. We're ant in a, anthill, and the universe is too big for this AI to conquer. But that's just a thought.
Well, AI solve the problem with incels?
It would though. It would, because think about it. Like, say if like the materials, right, to make sex bots or sex dolls that are realistic, that can walk and talk, like Android 18 on Dragon Ball Z, that'll give men like something to cope with.
Yeah, but I'll say, you know what Freud said the best? He said, when they asked him one time, what does everything boil down to before he died? He said, work and love. So if you don't have one or the other, you're never going to be happy.
Just hear me out, bro. Let's say if sex dolls become more realistic, right? That'll make less ERs would happen, less AMs would happen, because they'll have that instead of like.
Speaking of which, can I say his full name, or is that like a black mark? We can't say that, right?
Don't say his full name.
Like a black mark.
Okay, I won't say his full name. Okay, but I gotta be honest. Nothing against him. He probably had a hormonal issue. I don't know what was going on with him, and I do believe that people probably treated him like shit.
I kind of have to agree.
I believe that.
I'm kind of.
He looked like a child, even though he's a grown man. Yeah, I mean, he might have had a genetic issue. I'm not really sure.
He wasn't 5'9". He was 5'6". He was not on because on his.
Yeah, it wasn't just the height. It said he looked like there was something wrong with him. I don't mean as an insult, but
yeah, he looked a bit androgynous, female-ish at some.
Yes, right. There's something wrong, and I do believe. Granted, I didn't read a lot of this stuff until more recently, but everyone says read it, so I did. I got to be honest. I sort of have sympathy for him because I understand he was in pain. His parents were fucked up, but I don't see him as some type of folk hero. I think he was fucked up and people kind of failed him, but I don't think that's really that would solve anything. It doesn't mean those people aren't pieces of shit, but the truth was.
Well, who was it on Morpheus' stream? Who was it, Van Auger or something? Who said that ER.
Yeah, whatever.
Sorry, I'm just so used to saying his name.
Who?
What's that?
The Supreme Gentleman.
What ER signified is not just Supreme Gentleman. He signified just how horrible Western societies are, the Western culture is. That he epitomizes that idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, that part I could see. That people, what I believe is when he said people treated him like shit, I absolutely believe that. but then people sort of extend it to some other thing. And I got to remember, I read all this stuff. I don't agree. It sounds like someone who grew up in a fucked up home, you know what I mean? And had maybe some type of genetic issue or something. And I do believe people treat him like shit. I think he fell to the wayside, but look at it as some type of as it's actually an example of maybe like the way we should conduct ourselves. I disagree.
Yeah,
I just don't see I don't see the actual comparison. It's very much an extension.
A more recent black pill truth I learned is you know who the original ER was basically?
No.
This was way before even the inceldom crisis of 2020 and beyond.
Was it Virginia Tech, or was it before that?
Way before that.
Way before.
These was in the 80s.
Okay.
Or actually late 70s, early 80s.
Oh, I'm gonna think it's the guy in New York City, Berkowitz.
It could
Son
be
of
related.
The son of Sam. Yeah.
No. It was the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't he? I mean, wasn't Ted Kaczynski?
I think he was arrested a lot later, but yeah.
No, because
he was arrested a lot later, but yeah.
Yeah, his gripe was, he hated the system. Like so everything that he hated and predicted has come to pass in 2020.
Yes.
And he was the original ER, and like his means was he was an amateur bomb maker, so but then he got better, but his fighting or his plight or whatever was like the actual ER plight, I would say, even from the early 70s.
I'll even add to that. What I think what happened with him was what his one, I don't know if you guys have actually read his manifesto, his one main error was, he predicted a lot of things. There's something logical, the noble savage fallacy. It relates to the golden age fallacy. A lot of his assumption was based that prior to technology, people were actually happier.
Yeah.
Or always happier.
Which I don't think so either. But I do have like sympathies with Luddite ideologies, and I do think that humans should kind of slow down on their technological progress.
But at the same time, I'm trying to say that what I'm saying is you could still use technology for good. He was having a falsehood. Again, remember, he still was a university professor, even if he had more insight. That understanding actually what a savage would have lived through was horrendous. To believe that Native Americans
because you have no medicine. You have no medicine.
Right, yeah.
You got to hunt for your food. You got to.
Okay, why do we invent technology? Why do we invent technology in the first place?
Yeah.
Why do we invent it in the first place? Right? You see what I'm saying? We invented it for a reason. We invented refrigerators because we got tired of storing our meat between our legs. The point is, again, it's corruption. That's why there's good pharaohs and bad pharaohs, good emperors and bad emperors. So I still steer the question is that it's corruption. Everything else, even this sort of I think we talked 2 weeks ago how when we start to intellectualize it, that I still believe that you could still use tech for good. In many ways, it has been.
I just thought of something though. Like you would think that there would be more people like the Unabomber spring up in modern day, but then maybe they're just too brainwashed.
No, I think people are dumber.
The system.
No,
yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're too dumb. Yeah,
like he was super.
The
high
average
IQ.
person, they're so fucked up in their own education. You gotta remember, if you take someone, let's say, I think they said Kaczynski had something like his actual, he claimed something, but his actual Stanford Binet was 136, which is still very, very high. They said something like even if you took people with that intelligence, you gotta remember, if they have like these weird degrees, they've never actually learned any critical thinking. So even the most intelligent are quite infantile in their thinking. It's just that the whole thing's been screwed up. Like I said, if you were never taught, just think of it as you forget. If no one ever forced you to write in your own language, you wouldn't know. You take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? So if people, even intelligent people, are raised to not critically think, that's what you have now.
Yeah, I think for me, one of the markers is the divide where can people write in cursive or not. If you can't, you're probably didn't get the old school education.
Yeah, that's right. They got rid of what they call the classical education. Yeah.
I can't either, man.
Yeah.
I can barely write my name, and that's it.
I'm not saying it's an insult because it's it's just a product of the time. Like cursive nowadays is not not required, or it's obsolescent. So why bother teach
Right.
it? But
Well,
then
But then they got rid of everything else.
even paper and pencil is going away too.
exactly.
It really is.
So not to fault you or anything. That is just a product of its time. But like, I had to sit there and write fucking notes full of cursive, like, how to write a proper letter. But now it's all text and email.
That may be true, but
It's
I'm saying is when they
obsolete.
got rid of, let's say cursive is obsolete. But again, I agree. But when they got rid of, let's say, cursive training, why'd they get rid of math? You see what I'm saying? So they took even away the things you need. So it's one thing to get rid of, like, there's a reason we don't like use an abacus to do math anymore. We use calculators. But why get rid of math training? That's what I'm trying to say. So get rid of cursive.
I
Well,
remember
that's
learning
what
how
I
to
mean.
use abacus back in elementary.
Okay, right. But I'm saying there was a
How
time when
old
they
are
used
you,
it not
bro?
just
How
as
old are
intro. You know?
I'll just say I'm in my 30s.
God,
I'm in my 30s
damn.
also. No, we did it. Yeah, we did it as like kids. But what I'm trying to say, there's a time where people actually use that as their main instrument, right? So I'm saying it's one thing
See,
to
so-
retire something, but they've actually gotten rid of all the other stuff. Like do you know you can go to Harvard pre-med training and not take beyond pre-calc? Just think
Damn.
about that.
That's
You're
insane.
going to become a
Wait, what?
surgeon.
That's
You can, I
insane. What
swear
the
to
fuck?
God,
Are you serious?
it's not beyond pre-calc. So you're going to take Calc 1, something that someone in like Korea takes when they're like in middle school, okay, to apply for Harvard Medical School. Just think about that. There's surgeons who are going to use robotic surgery who don't know beyond pre-calc. It's not even required. And you got to understand, pre-meds are completely just about their average, so they're not going to take anything they don't have to. So that means people entering medical school have the math education of a high schooler in a private school.
Yeah, I gotta ask Richard, how old
you know,
are you? Like, or give me an age range.
I'm 37. No, I'm 37.
Okay.
I give you that.
Yeah. No, you are like give or take pretty damn close to where I'm at too. Would you
Okay.
say
Yeah, same
that-
range. No, I got
Right.
you.
And
Yeah.
no, I kind of see why we agree on so many things. Like, I would say probably the people that are in our age range, probably close to 40, or before that, I should say.
Yeah.
But it was like we probably have this unique perspective, right? Because when I grew up, like, cell phone wasn't around. Like, it was the pagers
Right.
first. I
Yeah.
I literally remember learning how to use Netscape 1.0 in school.
Right.
And it's like, I remember the teachers like, oh, this is the home button. It takes you to your home page. Like, if you hit the back button, it takes you to your previous page.
That was
Like,
also when Google Boolean logic still worked.
yeah, there was no Google back
Not a
then.
word. Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah.
a word. Yeah, I know.
So it's like we grew up, we saw everything. We literally saw the whole technological spectrum. Like, I remember my
How
dad
was dating back
bringing.
then, man? How was dating in like society, like socializing back pre-cell phone, pre-internet? How was it?
Oh, so I think Coach Greg Adams talked about it in one of his stream. It was actually pretty good, so you have to watch it. But like, everything was slow back then. Like, getting a number meant like you actually got a legit result.
Yeah.
It was, you had to call, like, and leave a voice, not a voicemail, but an actual message on an answering machine played on a cassette tape.
Yeah, that was
You
the
know.
good old days. I had one of those.
Yeah. And it's like when people meet, you have to set it up like, days in advance. You just don't
Yep.
show up. You can't text people and be like, oh, I'll be there at 7 p.m. Like,
Yeah.
you call like 3 days in advance and actually talk to people and set up a date.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
actually
that's all
had to
gone.
go to a bar, a restaurant, or the mall was the common place to meet.
That's so nice, man. Because nowadays, because like Tinder and shit, like, and like the internet, it's like your social media pretty much is like your resume, pretty much when it comes to like dating and
Yep.
shit.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's terrible. Like, it really is terrible. Back then,
Yep.
even average guys or below average could have some success.
Yeah. So
And
so-called game would sort of work. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Well, it's like
If you were
it's like
better
what
at it,
First
it
was
mattered.
talking about.
Yeah.
It's like what First
Yeah.
talked about. The infrastructure was there to help you, but that infrastructure doesn't exist anymore.
yeah,
Yes.
and
I would say that's true.
the internet and Tinder and instant messaging and social media made everything instant, like, just literally instant. You know, so it's like Foyds have dick on tap, like coming out of the faucet whenever.
Yes. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have infinite options. So if you have this infinite option, you would only choose the best. And you know, even back then, there
Well,
was
I
a
guess one thing. I don't think women just choose the best. I think one thing I will say with women, they so the Bill Burr skit where they always choose what's most exciting. Even if you're the best, you get boring. I'm just trying to modify what
yeah.
you're saying. I
No,
think women
but
do have a sort of
I would
okay.
say boredom is only a product of having this instant access, right? Because like
No. That part I agree with you 100%. I just was trying to steer it a bit that I think it's not just the Chad thing. I think it's sort of just the nature of thing. If they have instant access to excitement,
The
and some
thing
other
I've been
person's
working on,
thirsty, it's going to happen. You know
the
what I'm
thing,
saying? Because
the thing I've
anyone's
been,
going to be exciting for a week. Go on. Yeah.
no, the thing I've been thinking about recently is that all this, because the issue is, well, they just want the best because they want the best genetics, but that doesn't guarantee that they get the best genetics. Just because a guy looks
Yes.
good doesn't mean that
Yeah.
the child is gonna be like
Yep.
this superhuman.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
I
it's
think we
just
talked about. I
it's
think we ended this. Yeah. I agree. 100%. I think we talked about this like 3 streams ago that it was absolutely just because they think so doesn't mean anything, right? Didn't we talk about something like that? Right? I think it was
Maybe.
something that like the
Yeah,
family
maybe.
chooses to. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Wasn't that sort of? I think a couple of weeks ago we decided the family also chooses beyond the woman's own filter. I don't remember which stream that was.
yeah, anyhow, like my point was like, you know, I think in this being this age range, so to speak, it's like we've seen it all like from start, not necessarily finish, but from back then to the decline. Like literally we started at the top of the hill. We've just gone downhill ever since, and we've been on that ride ever since and seen it all.
You know?
well, I've never seen
Yeah,
how
I
the other
agree.
half lives, so
Yeah,
I think
no,
out
it's
of
like
I think out of everyone here, I'm the odd man out.
yeah, there's a great divide. So that's kind of how I use like, oh, does this person know how to write in cursive? It's just like, okay, he's in the
Yeah,
same
that's a good. I think it's a good
same
age cutoff.
generation.
I agree. But I even say that even in our own generation, it started because I've gone on sometimes like dates even with women who are like a little older than me, and it's still they're very childish. I would say it's enough of a rule of thumb, but it's actually so pervasive that you see like people are 40 and you're like, you know how old you are? You know?
How the fuck you make it this far?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
The reason why I
how you-
say that is
yeah.
because, like, thinking about me, I'm a Zoomer, right? I was born in 1999, and like,
Wow.
it's gotten bad, man. Like
Yeah, I
I feel
agree.
so bad for incels born in 05, 06, because they're gonna have it worse than I did.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree with
only gonna
that
get
point.
worse.
So
Yeah.
so my sister had a daughter, and I was like, thank God.
Oh man.
I was just slightly happy. I was like, oh, at least she has a future. But yeah, that's the black pill for you.
Yeah, and I read this one news article. This was on Valentine's Day, like three years ago. There was this simp in high school, and he was white because white society is very simpish. He brought Valentine's Day flowers and chocolates for other girls in his grade.
For all of them?
Yes.
Wow. What do you think
Did
of
it get him
that?
anything?
Nope.
Wait, how
He
old
got
was
laughed
he?
at.
What range was this? How middle school?
High school.
Oh man, what the fuck?
Dang, yeah, maybe in middle school, maybe like or elementary school, sure that works, but not
Yeah,
high
yeah.
school.
Yeah.
I was gonna
At my
say,
high school, dude, the Chads would have beat my fucking ass.
Yeah, it
What
would be
the fuck you
over.
go for, bro? Nope.
yeah, man, I can't imagine how bad it is now. Like at
What was
least in the
school like
school
for you, Black
environment.
Ryan? Yeah, what's school like right now, Black Ryan? I have no clue. I've been out of
High
school for
school,
a
I
long time.
graduated back in 2019, and it's very like it. So how do I explain this? Like, you know how back in like the early 2000s that the term gay was like a cool slur to like throw around.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
How do I explain it? It's gotten progress. It's very progressive, but at the same time, it's very regressive. If that's what you're saying, like you still have bullying, but you still have SJW bullshit mixed into it. If that
Hmm.
makes it, yeah. Like
I
how do I
will
explain?
say that I will say I don't know how relevant this is gonna be, but if somebody like Trent from Trent is Dying was going to high school when I was in high school, I was a social outcast in high school, but someone like him, he would have been hugely successful because that's what was in at the time.
Hmm.
I didn't get any like pussy like that when I was in high school because I was, I'm black and alternative. But like, what I was gonna say is that like it's gotten worse, man. Because like we live in a very my generation is very fake, we're very plastic. I'm part of the TikTok
Generation.
that
yeah.
that generation. Like,
Dang, dude.
Damn, I made the mistake of spending 5 minutes with TikTok, and I felt like I lost so much brain cells.
yeah, dude. Like, go see posts saying like on TikTok from girls saying, "Oh, men under 5'9", kill yourself. No short men around me." And then when you open up like incels.co, you see suicide notes from short men who want to off themselves because girls don't want to date them.
It's like,
Dude, I would see videos on brain cells when it was still active from TikTok, and it would physically hurt me. Like that stuff right there makes somebody homicidal, because it's like seeing everything that you can never have just being flaunted right in your face. It's
Yeah.
like, because there's still some videos that will stick with me forever for the rest of my life, as pathetic as that sounds.
No,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Like in my age, the internet wasn't there, so it's like when you get exposed to, some of this black pill content, not just on the dating sphere, but like if you wanted to watch what is it, the beheading videos or anything like that, all you got to do is Google it, and you'll
you'll find it
see
in three
you'll,
searches.
you'll find anything these days. But like back in the day, it's like you watch this stuff, it had major impact on your psyche. Like, holy shit.
Black Ronin, do people actually believe the SJW garbage, or they just like tout it? Like, because you said people are very, very fake. So are they fake with that stuff too, or is it just like, are they virtue signaling, or what?
How do I explain it? Like they'll watch the Joker movie, right, and say, "Oh my God, we need better mental health in our society," right? But then
Sure.
bully a guy just like Joker in real life.
Yeah, the hypocrisy. Yeah.
You get what I'm
When
saying
the
by
movie's
that?
not about mental illness, it's about how society treats those who are disenfranchised already. Mental
Yeah,
illness was just kind of a tacked on issue about it.
like for example, like I remember and my teacher, right? She was just this like white land whale, my ELA teacher. She was this white land whale feminist. Men are evil. We actually had a day at my high school called the Day of the Girl, where girls got to eat pizza, watch movies, hang out, while the men had to do their work.
What the
Are
fuck?
you serious?
Oh my
What?
God.
Wow. I
I
cannot
know,
believe that's true.
Dude, you bring
I'm
up
dead
a
ass.
good point because when I think back to my high school and middle school, like my English teacher was a guy, my science teacher was a guy. There was a
Not today.
lot.
It's run
Yeah,
by SJW females. Purple hair,
exactly.
orange hair, green hair.
I think it was only like my math teacher that was like, female, but like yeah, most of the teachers were male back then, and they were actually
Not
good
no
role
more.
models.
Not no more. They're all a bunch of friggin' feminist, green hair, or they're soy boys. My dude, I have had some soy boy, bitch made friggin' guidance counselors. Like,
Dude, I
like,
feel for you guys, man.
dude,
Dude.
true story, bro. I one time black pilled my friggin' therapist one time back in middle school. I black pilled this dude so badly. He told me that everyone gets suicidal thoughts, even me, from just talking to you. But I'm still gonna
Oh,
go on.
man.
Wow.
Dude.
No fucking way, dude.
Dude, so
'Cause,
one
like,
of the teachers that I respected the most, Mr. Bracken, and this guy was like the teacher that taught, tech basically. And like he was taking seminars, going to seminars to learn how to use what is it, like 3D Studio Max back then, like 3.0 or something. And then he would come back to class and teach us like the next day or from the weekend that he learned. So like back then we didn't have all this like, latest stuff. And so I admired him a lot because, he would learn to go out of the way to learn and like teach us all the latest and greatest, so to speak, back then. And there is no latest and greatest now. It's like everything's online available. So
yeah,
yeah.
dude,
So
I
like,
friggin' hate my generation. I feel like if I was this age, if I was 21 back in 2001, 2002, 2003, I'd do all right.
yeah, like I still wonder though. Like, so the teachers push this SJW shit. Everybody pushing this SJW shit. The people actually believe this shit, but nobody actually like lives it, right? Like nobody actually
Yeah.
like. I don't even know. Like, I don't even know how to even describe what I'm trying to ask you. Like, it just
They-
seems
Tell you
so
something,
like.
bro.
They use it
Can I
for
speak real
social
quick?
capital.
Can I speak real quick?
Yeah, there you go.
What I
Go
mean by
ahead.
fakeness, right? But fakeness in like in modern Zoomer high schools, girls will have posts on their Facebook saying, "Oh, I don't like fake people. Only God can judge me," right? But then
Yeah,
those
sure.
same exact girls will bully an autistic 5'2" manlet to near suicide.
Wow, it's like there's
You get
no
what
empathy in your schools. Like I don't know what to
And
describe
then
it.
they'll blame, and then when you get gaslit by them, they'll blame you for you being emotionally hurt. They'll blame you for being gaslit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So retarded, dude.
Damn, man, I feel for you guys.
Because it's always you. It's never them. It's always you.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm like super interested in like Zoomers. I don't know how they live because like I always kind of want to stay like in the mix of like what's going on down there, but I can never really tell because I don't live that experience. You know, like
how old are
no,
you, bro?
I'm 29.
I'm 21, bro. Being a Zoomer fucking sucks. I want to rope from this shit sometimes, man. I wish I could just get in the time machine and just go back in time, like be this age back during the Bush era. Because during the Bush era, I would slay, dude.
Swear to God, dude. I
Like,
mean,
I'm black. I wear cargo pants. I skateboard. I listen to friggin' like D12 and shit. Like I would slay back in that time period.
I might have to go
Yeah.
all the way back to the 50s or 40s, man.
Why?
Dude, I remember when corduroys and Vans shoes were the in crowd thing.
holy shit.
Like everything today is so fake and plasticky, dude. It's just, oh my god, I can't. Like I remember one time, like I was walking in class one time, right? I was in the hallway listening to music and shit, and there were these group of girls that were taking like a group selfie together in the hallway, and like when I asked one of them, "Hey, excuse me, I gotta go to my locker," she gave me like the most dirtiest look, like with just stank face. I wasn't even hitting on her.
All right, I'm gonna. I guess story time. This happened to me at the last day of high school. So
Yeah.
there's this mutual girl who's like a friend of everyone in the group I used to hang out with. And the last day of school before summer, she comes up and hugs everyone else except me.
Oh, I've
And
had that happen.
and like a simp, I asked, "Hey, don't I get one?" And she dead up told me no.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me, bro. I remember one time, bro. I took off my hoodie in class because the teacher made me take off my hoodie, and I shit you not, this girl, Michaela, she was this like white passing Spanish girl. Ew! Like she had no filter, like just out of nowhere, and other kids started laughing.
A teacher said that?
No, this girl in my class said that.
Oh, okay.
Jack Nickelback says, "Oh, go ahead."
Yeah, actually, another Black Hill story. I actually had a teacher tell me to pack up my stuff and leave quickly up the classroom during dismissal because I was quote unquote creeping out some of the girls.
What? Dude, what is? Oh my god, man.
Welcome
This
to the
fucking
ruins of
landlady,
an
that fucking SJ. I hated her. Like I freaking hated her guts, dude. Like
Well,
I
welcome to
told
the
her one
room
time in
that
the hallway,
was
when
it
you
when it
die,
was
I'm gonna go to the funeral and piss on your fucking grave. Like straight
I
up.
mean,
I
my sixth grade science teacher was, I don't even know how you describe it, but she would sequester me from the rest of the class, make me sit by myself. I don't know why, but I guess that was why. She just, being an ugly incel man, I guess that's why.
I guess maybe because I'm older than you guys. Or am I older than you last or no? How old are you last?
I'm 31.
Okay, yeah, I'm younger than you. Like I definitely maybe because I grew up in the South, but like I had like teachers who were like really chill and cool. I never had a other than my principal who was a black chick who was like a really overly black chick. She's the only person I've ever had a problem with in school. Everybody else was pretty chill.
Dude,
So teacher wise,
middle school is what did me in with life in general because the school I went to, I get into fights almost every week. And of course, it was always my fault, even though I was the one defending myself.
Yeah,
But I was the one.
Same here, man. When you're fighting someone bigger than you, what I learned is that it's gonna sound kind of fucked up. I remember I got into a fight with this Thug Max Puerto Rican kid one time, right? Because this dude thought it could be a good idea to take my freaking PS Vita, and what happened was we ended up getting into a fight, and I got suspended even though he swung the first punch. Because the teachers, when they came up to restrain us in the hallway, he saw me
oops, sorry, phone.
he saw me like me punching him back and his face and mouth being all bloody, and I got suspended for 3 days and got a hearing, even though he started the fight.
So it's
And
like when Morpheus was saying stuff like, well, ER should have just fought back. Fighting back would have been the worst thing for him to do.
No, because I got some respect among male peers. Because remember, what Morpheus said, "Men respect combat."
They
Yeah,
didn't
I
respect
mean,
me, bro.
I got into a fight back in middle school, no, high school too as well. But then I did kick this guy's. He was like 6 feet as well. Uh, you get respect no matter what. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you do, man.
I was bullied too or teased on, and after I beat his ass, then it was like a different day after that point
Yeah, what
onward.
did you do, man? I tried to do because what happened was I was a huge weeaboo and I tried to do some old Dragon Ball Z shit in real life,
I
and it
think we all
almost
tried that
failed.
at one point.
Yeah, it almost failed, like miserably, almost like because I looked stupid. But somehow, by the graces of God, I managed to pull it off, and it worked. Like I was trying to copy a Mortal Kombat combo in real life, and somehow I managed to.
It worked in your favor, right? Like fuck it,
Yeah,
it
so I'm
worked.
like, thank you. I thought I was gonna fall on my ass and look stupid, but nope. I somehow, by the grace of God,
I'm
triangle, triangle,
trying
square
to
in real life.
remember how it happened. Yeah, I was in gym class. That's what it was. And we're all in gym, like we're on the gymnasium, we're all sitting down. I think he was like behind me and he was like throwing paper wads and they were sticking in my back and my neck. I gave him a warning. I was like, yo, quit this shit. And then he kept on. So then I just turned around and I think it might have helped that we were, already sitting. So like I was able to pin him down and, beat the shit out of his face
Oh
before I
man,
got
dude.
pulled up by everyone else.
I got
Yeah,
ex-
another thing I did. There was this white boy named Kyle, right? He was this wigger who went to my school, also my bully. So I remember one time he slammed my head into a locker one time, and I remember there's another time where he threw a milk carton at me in the cafeteria, and then it splashed all over my all over my head and shit. So I remember like I was so mad. I remember seeing him inside the classroom getting ready to transition to the next class. So I don't know what I did.
What?
Since the doors open from the outside, you have to pull the doors like out to open them. You remember that scene from the Dark Knight where the Joker where Batman put the chair in front of the doorknob so the cops couldn't get in to interrogate Joker?
Yeah.
I did that shit. A school cop had to run his fat ass down and like knock on like shoulder bash the freaking door in. Like I fucked his shit up. Like that was a good like what 8-9 minutes. I mean just
damn. Holy shit. Good
like
shit
because
though. Good shit.
Because like I remember look okay, class ends at around 11:30 a.m. So I have enough time to go in and do like I planned this shit out. Like literally I went in
It's
because
like
the
I'm gonna
classroom
get this
was
dude.
yeah, so I went in, like put the chair in front of the door so that the teachers couldn't get in the shit. And I just wailed on his shit. I wailed on his shit.
Yeah, I got really lucky in high school because my brother he went to school with me and he was a senior and I was a freshman, so he got into a lot of fights in school. So no one wanted to fuck with me because he was a really big dude.
I've been
He's like
6'8".
6'3". He was 6'3" or something like that. And he was like no one wanted to fuck with him because he was like he's jacked, like this dude's fucking huge. And he's like no one wanted to fuck with him, so no one fucked with me at all either. So I was like okay, so like everyone kind of got the clue, got the clue once I guess. So
I'm not a big dude. I'm 5'9", 5'10", and I'm like 150 pounds. Like I had to like I had to go extra hard with like the fighting and shit like that because people fuck with me because I'm like small. But
yeah.
yeah, it was
Well,
retarded, man.
you said you're pretty. Are you jacked? Are you kind of like you said you're pretty toned, right?
I'm
Well,
skinny buff, if that
I,
makes sense.
okay, that's what you mean. Yeah.
Skinny buff. Because I have an ectomorph body type, if that makes sense. I have an ectomorph body type. I don't have like a.
I'm gonna play this clip because I promised this guy I would play this clip. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick. If I have to. It's been a while since I've done this. Share screen 2, share audio.
Yar should have fought back, honestly. I don't know why Yar didn't fight back. Like,
All right, guys, I'm gonna play this clip here. Everybody be quiet. This is Fritz the Cat SJW scene. I don't know. I've never seen it before. It's only a minute long, so.
I've read everything James Baldwin's written. He has a truth.
Can everybody hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let me
Well, I can.
James Baldwin's written. He has a true sense of the problems of Black people.
I worked at Head Start for free last summer. Black kids are so much groovier.
I went to a couple of Black Panther meetings. The time for nonviolent revolution is past. More power to the people.
I'm taking a course in African studies at school. I had no idea you people were so civilized. Do you know that property values actually go up when a Black family moves in?
Freud didn't write for the Black man.
Why does a great actor like James Earl Jones always have to play black men?
Don't you hate it when people say colored or Negro and not black? Black is beautiful.
It's so great that black people are wearing their hair natural, not emulating the image of beauty that white people try to inflict upon them.
I had a black girlfriend once who said that Jewish people were the closest to black people. I'm Jewish, you know.
I ain't no jive ass black nigga, honey. Who do you think I am? Geraldine?
What the hell? Wow, they were like simping hard for this black dude.
Dude, that's me at my job. That's me at my job. They'll say some stupid ass shit like that. I want to smack the crap out of him sometimes, man. I'd be like, what?
Holy shit.
Dude, I had this one white liberal bitch. She literally said, because I'm into hunting, right? Hold up, I'm gonna show you a picture of me with an M16. Hold up. This white liberal girl said that somebody going hunting and shooting a deer is just as bad as a cop shooting a black person. I'm dead serious.
Yeah, I don't think we hunt black people for food.
Yeah, you wouldn't want us, man. We don't taste it. We taste like cocoa butter lotion and high blood pressure. You don't want us. We don't taste too good. We don't taste too good. You fucking die of a heart attack in one bite.
Oh, sweet God.
Damn, the ignorance. It's just terrible.
Yeah, I hate like, dude, white liberal girls, especially the ones that try to appear like empathetic to the black cause, they piss me off so much, dude. Like, I've been wanting to fucking, like, when I deal with them all day and I come home and I go in the bathroom, wash my face, brush my teeth, I literally see OJ in the mirror. like they piss me off that much. Like, it's not even funny. Like,
I don't know if she saw the movie, what is it, Get Out?
The Sunken Place, oh God.
I never watched it.
That was a trippy movie.
If you want to see an actual good black incel movie, watch the movie Dope. Dope is a pretty accurate depiction of what a black incel goes through. Dope? Yeah, look it up. It's a pretty. I watched it, bro. It's a black incel movie, dude. It's so good. Like,
I'll put that on my list. Like, what year did it come out?
Like
2015.
2015.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's literally black failed normie / incel movie, dude. Like, there's this one scene where like he tries to ask out this black girl and he gets like roasted badly in class and shit, and all just laughing at him. It's a black incel movie. Like, I love that movie so much because it pretty much sums up what I went through and what a lot of other like guys like Kent, guys like Oriole Man, what we went through.
Oh God, fucking Kent TV. That was a good old days of Incel videos, man. He had the best videos.
Dude, he's like a black ER without the whole like shooty thing.
Yeah.
This should have been me.
He's like, my time is now.
Yeah, actually, dude, somebody made a remix of that with like a John Cena theme song with Kent's voice over it.
Oh my God.
God, dude.
He had some good videos, dude.
My favorite quote from Oriole Man was "Stop telling me I'm handsome." Like I love Oriole.
Dude, I miss VVS and Lone Wolf, man.
Oh yeah, VVS was some good stuff. Oh my God. Sexual false consciousness was a really cool concept. He cut that up.
Yeah, remember Baraka? R.I.P.
I never got to watch his videos while he was alive. So.
He was very black pill, but he never used the word black pill. It's like Forever Alone guy. You know, Forever Alone guy is black pill without black pill. Same thing's Baraka.
Yeah.
Like right before he committed suicide, he made a video talking about all girls finding unattractive, and then like a week later he roped. Like it was that shit. Yeah.
Well, what's his face? What was that guy named Monday? F.A. Monday. He got out of here real fast. He's like, I'm not coming back. He left and never came back. So
yeah, he ascended then abandoned us all.
He got his videos and he took all his videos down too. It was like, dang, dude, at least keep your videos up. Took them all down.
At least VVS's videos got re-uploaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at what's the guy named Eggman or Eggboy? Remember him?
Eggman. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You got a master plan, right?
He ascended with
he tranny maxed too.
Yeah, he tranny maxed. So he don't count. He tranny maxed, so no.
Wait, did he?
Wow. Yeah, he got with a trap.
I had no clue.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's trans. I can't fuck with that, dude.
Rocco was the guy who lit himself on fire, right?
Yes, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he talked about how he would say stuff like, if you try to approach a girl and be confident as an ugly dude, you're gonna get laughed at and mocked and shit. Like, he was black pill without black pill. Like, it's insane. Like, he's like Forever Alone guy. Forever Alone guy is black pill with his shit, but he never uses the word black pill. Like, you notice that shit, right? How some of the biggest black pillars on YouTube never use the word black pill.
Yeah. Probably because they have no clue it exists. It's a pretty niche. Well, it's becoming more mainstream, but it used to be pretty niche.
But they're black pill, but they don't know that they are black pill. Like, when I watch Forever Alone guy's videos, he talks about how PUA didn't work and how looks matter and shit like that. And personality doesn't mean shit. I'm like, you're a black pill, but he doesn't know that. He doesn't know what that is. It's insane. Like, what the hell?
Because the truth is just self-evident to him.
Yeah,
It's like with blue pill and red pill, you need all these like tenets and beliefs. It almost becomes like a religious ideology. But black pill is so universal that you just know it when you see it.
Yeah. Yeah, like, for example, Trent is dying. He's black pilled at 17, which is insane. I got black pilled at 17. That's crazy. That just shows it got worse. Okay, like, I thought it can get better. It got worse, dude. You got dudes in middle school and high school talking about the black pill. That's insane, dude. That's fucked.
Yeah, I was going to add that's why I sympathize with you guys. It's like in this day and age, you have access to everything. So I would say there's gonna be a lot of younger men in general getting black pilled sooner than later. Because I was pretty.
So it really does going back to what happened on last week, Mystery. So do you think that we should allow like 14-year-olds in here or young teenagers?
No, because you're gonna get, it's kind of like a secondhand MGTOWing. You haven't experienced enough to like actually be black pilled, so don't let them in here.
There's posts on incels.co by dudes from like 14, 15, 16 years old. I'm like,
it's not over yet, dog.
No, dude.
But the thing is, in this day and age, well, I don't know how the conditions are because obviously I'm not going into high school anymore. But if it's that bad, then maybe we should start teaching them that, yeah, this is how things are now.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable like black pilling a 14-year-old or having a 14-year-old in here where we're all cursing and stuff like that either. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's old enough to hear the stuff, but he's definitely not. I don't know. I mean, nowadays,
I don't want that kid to get so black pilled I create a future ER. Like, I don't want that being on my conscience. Okay, I don't want like 30 kids getting clipped in some elementary, in some high school, in some white ass area because of me. No. Like,
Jack Nickelback said Jin Betas will be making videos in the black pill elementary school. if there is a Jin Beta, hell.
Dude, my generation sucks. At least like back in 2010, the average guy can get something. And
how bad are the women in your when you're high school? Were they just that bad?
Chat or nothing.
Dang.
As a matter of fact, they get offended when a non-chatter, non-socially accepted high status dude tries to talk to them.
Damn.
So we gave them the right to vote, man.
Yeah, like they get offended, bro. Especially in these like college towns like Boston and California, they get offended, bro. Like, I remember one time I seen this. I was smoking a blunt one time, right? I was done skateboarding for that day, sitting on the bench, and I seen this short Asian dude in glasses and Supreme hoodie, trying to talk to this white girl. This group of white girls hanging out. They were just hanging out. Had a carpet on the like a carpet, not carpet, those like blankets outside in the grass and shit. And they're looking at him like he was a creature, like he wasn't even human, right? But then when these tall jock white dude, he had on joggers and like a sleeveless hoodie and like he had his hat backwards, and this like black dude with huge ass arms. When they came over and talked to them, they were completely different.
Yeah, when I'm at the gym, I see this is a girl, like a gym thought I want to call her, but she works there, and she's pretty attractive. And like these guys try to hit her up, man. You can just tell by her body language she's super uncomfortable talking to these guys. Like, it's really weird seeing them guys approach her. It's like, okay, dude, like, you know dang well, like either you can't read the room or you're just that fucking dense, because like it's pretty obvious that she's not interested at all. Yeah. The moment you see like Chad or Tyrone show up, it's like, oh, she gets real wide open, dude. You can just tell her body language totally changes.
But at least back then, like an average girl can get an average guy. But even in high schools, even the nerdy, awkward goth girls don't want the nerdy, awkward goth guys. They don't want them. They want Chad. They want the exact same Chad football like thug type who bullied them, treated them like shit. Like high
All women
school,
are
like,
Chad
Now,
sexual.
is it really that bad? That did they actually get with Chad, or what? It's just Chad really like running through all these girls like that, or what?
they'll suck their dicks in the fucking and by the bleachers.
Wow. I mean, I don't know, man. Shit's getting bad. If it's happening like that. I mean,
I
like,
don't know if
when I was in high school, like maybe one or two girls who were super duper easy, you know what I mean? And then like it would be like kind of like that. Like you see those girls doing that kind of stuff.
No, nowadays only a small handful of dudes are banging the majority of the chicks.
Damn, dude. That's brutal.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna continue for another, I don't know, conservatively like another 50 years.
And the
It
thing,
can't.
yeah,
It
and the
can't.
thing is, sorry, the thing is, right? And the Chads will gaslight and make fun of the kids who don't make fun of the boys who don't get any. They'll call them losers. They'll call them gay. They'll call them lame for not getting any.
Call them incels.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, like they just, it's brutal, man.
Because whenever, even if somebody just says, "Hey man, yeah, he's a real Chad," even if they're using it without even knowing what the connotation actually is, that really is it really will become a time when there's only going to be Chads or incels. There's going to be men who get sex and men who don't.
Yeah, dude. 1 in 4 men aren't getting sex at all. 1 in 4 men today are not having sex at all. And the age that men are losing their virginities is getting later and later and later, while the age that girls are losing their virginities is getting younger and younger and younger. Like me and Base Clittle were talking about how like even girls in middle school are getting dick down now. In middle school, like it's
what in the hell is going
yeah, in
on,
7th,
dude?
8th grade they're getting piped down by ninth grade dudes. It's getting brutal out here, dude. It's getting bad, dude. Like at least back in 2010, if you were a nerdy average guy, like you can get something, but nowadays you don't even get that. Because they have the guys who they're around and they are who are Chads, and they have the Chads they meet via social media over the internet.
Oh, look, a guy who wants to get banned, Max Imum.
Oh wait a minute, because I'm not.
He's not showing up on
looking
my
at the
chat.
stream.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stream. Look, I always
Why?
look at the stream.
Yeah.
Why?
Hey, dude.
What do you do?
Hey, dude. He said, "Fucking nerds, fuck all you faggots, ass gaming bitches." Like, okay, dude. Well, I don't know what to tell you, dude. One more comment and you're out of here. I feel like that. I got mod powers, dog.
Yeah, like dude. And the thing is, another thing about like the black pill, you have some kids who were like Forever Alone guy who were like what's that guy's name, like Aura men who are black without black pill, but then you also have a lot of incels or low status dudes who are extremely blue pilled who at times defend the actual Chads. Maybe if you're a good caring person and you respect women, like shit like that, like
Let's see. And
I mean, stuff like that happened in high school when I was going. So
yeah, dude, like
Yeah, man. I feel bad for you guys. It's just
it
getting
sucks,
worse.
man. Like I want to commit harakiri nowadays. Like you can't even. There's no escape for it because nowadays, like gaming is now mainstream now. So the Chads are now gaming now. You know what I'm saying? They're invading quote unquote incel spaces now. You have nowhere to cope, nowhere to go.
do you think eventually being an incel is going to become like the new cool thing, or what? Like it seems like they're invading the space, but like they don't actually like believe it though. Like they don't actually think that like they're incel, right? They can't actually believe that.
yeah, they're tourists. They don't actually live it.
They're zoo tourists. On incels without hate, we call them zoo tourists. The guys who aren't incels who invade the incel spaces, we call them zoo tourists or concentration camp guards. Like,
That's pretty funny.
You guys ever play League?
huh?
You guys ever play League or any other MOBAs?
Been a while, but yeah, I used to play League a long time ago.
In all fairness, it's not the Chads making those games disgusting. It's some of the most salty, blue-pilled, crab mentality incels that fuck up games like that. I think it's just the whole culture.
Yeah, I remember back during like the era of like
streaming. If your goal was to stream, then a Chad could kill you, a fake cell. But in gaming, I would say even in gaming, it used to be it was pretty standard trash talk and stuff. Now people spend half the time trying to ruin their own team's game than the other team. I think it's just a mentality, you know.
Like for example, like gaming spaces have got infested with normies now. I remember back during the like Xbox 360, PS3 era, it wasn't that bad. Like you still had genuine incels gaming, but nowadays it's just Chad.
Right. Fair enough. Okay, but I mean, I would say it's even the mid-level people. It's like they think they're good, and it's like I don't know. I think it's like it just become people get more worried if you say it like if you curse someone out and they'll just troll the game. I don't know. It's just a bad self-defeating type of mentality all over the place.
Yeah, and these same exact
Streaming
people.
regular
Sorry.
games.
Can I tell you something? Can I talk? These same exact people, right, who tell incels to grow tough skin and to stop being so weak, these same exact people, especially women, would literally kill themselves, would cut their wrists if they were on a Modern Warfare 2 lobby back in 2012, back in 2010.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were. Oh, you kidding? If
They killed themselves, dude.
Dude, I got called the N word more times than I want to admit playing Halo 3.
Yeah, playing freaking Modern Warfare.
Come
yeah,
on, dude.
You guys have tough skin to be on Xbox or PlayStation Network back in 2010. Yeah, tough skin. It was dog eat dog world on there, man. Like,
Yeah, this topic is perfect because I kind of wanted to add this on, or I have this down on one of my topics for today. So it's about the ERs that you never hear in the news, and then this happened this week in Brazil. So like I think an 18-year-old or what is it, Call of Duty mobile player,
yeah,
invited another female Call of Duty mobile player to his place and murdered her essentially.
What the fuck?
wow.
Yeah. So I was considering making a video on this because it's definitely ER going on. But he killed her because she was a rival of his clan. I mean, so dumb. But the guy is like clearly gone off the deep end, insane. So yeah, just look it up. Like
dude.
Brazil gamer chick murdered or something, and it should come up. And it's only on the news because she was a hot one.
Yeah. Well, something really interesting, bro. Like when ER committed his mass physical deletion of sentient life back in 2014.
His retribution.
I gotta be
his
safe with my words,
retribution.
because censorship. They never talk about the 2 Asian men who we deleted from life.
Oh yeah, they never talk about those 2 guys. Ever.
Yeah, they talk about the blonde. Yeah, they always talk about the blonde.
I read in the chat that he stabbed his roommate like 99 times.
Yes.
No, before he went on the murder spree, he took out 2 of his roommates who were Asian, going also to the same or a college. So yeah, this is exactly one of the case in point. Like Asian men are invisible. Like no one gives a fuck about us.
Yeah.
And as a right cell,
I didn't even know that happened until people said on the Black Field that that's what happened. I had no idea. For the news.
Drelix, he actually stabbed his Asian roommate in the neck so many times he was halfway decapitated.
Jesus
Christ.
Yeah, his head was literally hanging off like half off his body. Like that's how much he got stabbed. Like that's insane.
But then I know the reasoning behind it because I read his manifesto. I think he was just pissed that like some Asian guy was talking to a white chick at a party.
Yeah, I don't want to like
that's all
psychoanalyze somebody, but because I read his manifesto or listened to it on audio, getting prepared for Morpheus to stream, and a lot of it came across as really hardcore projection. Like he just had so much self-hate that he projected it onto others.
Yes.
Yeah, and I quote, how can a quote unquote ugly Asian boy talk to a hot blonde girl and not
exactly
me?
Right. Meanwhile, he looks like a fucking intersex creature. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, he did.
And Draculix, let's be honest. Elliot Rodger, like not all, like some Asian men want to be white. He wanted to be white so badly he blonde his hair. So my question is why is that a thing among Asian men?
It's probably just more of a style thing. Like as an Asian male, I never thought I wanted to be white,
I don't know, man. If you look at fucking South Korea, dude, those guys, they be plastic surgery maxing hard. Like I'm not sure.
Women too, they get the eye
say something about that.
Yeah.
Because when ER did that, he was like what 9 or 10. So was it at the time? Was it really a racial thing?
But he always talked about how he wanted to be like the quote unquote blonde jock Chad types, even though he wasn't that. Elliot Rodger was a nerd in denial.
I think in his case, he was just fantasizing that because if he was a white Chad, that he could get the white Stacy's essentially.
He was 5'6"
Because
and autistic. Even if, never mind.
But I don't
it's
think.
one thing. It's one of the reasons why I kind of go against the fellow normie definition because, I mean, to a certain extent, we all tried to fit in because we wanted to, or I don't know, I did. So I would take on appearances that I really didn't believe in. Like, this isn't me, but if it gets me like into this group of people, then I'll put it on. Like, because I got into like really a punkish clique. Even though if you look at me, I'm not like that at all. But I thought, you know what, this is kind of a niche crowd. You know, I kind of want to belong in this, so I'll kind of adopt all the mannerisms, the culture, to try to fit in. So that's why I don't like the term fellow normies, because to a certain extent, we're all fellow normies.
But I feel like
yeah, but I think the difference is he may had a stronger affinity for that. Like most people, it used to be was after high school was over, you tried that crap and then you got out of it. I think certain people spend their whole lives doing it, and he certainly had a, an infatuation, I'd say, with achieving a certain ideal that probably was out of style by the time. Like, I remember at college, he could have done other things. A lot of that was his infatuation with that crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't tell me at college, in Southern California, maybe he couldn't have got those women, but to believe that he couldn't do nothing in other parties.
Hear me out. Elliot Roger, right?
That was his. Yeah.
Sorry. Elliot Roger was 5'6". He had autism, right? Because I have autism. Yes. I can, but difference to me, I can mask it. You know what I'm saying? But like, he was 5'6". He was autistic. He was half white, half Asian. But he only wanted tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girls.
You know, right? I understand that, but I mean, that was his over infatuation with that. I'm trying to say, had he not had that, he would have went through a high school phase and then maybe found his own niche in college. I think he became over obsessed because of what was going on with his family. You know, which was fucked up. Became obsessed.
He would never thought that shit. He would never.
I want to ask this, Hydraulics, as a Asian man yourself, looking at ER, because it's something that kind of annoys me. With if he had just gone for other types of women, he would have been more successful. Do you think he would have been as successful as they think he would have been?
At that time, probably no. Because I know he lived in, Chadfornia, and the location. He's definitely was a victim of location cell too.
Yeah.
So I think
because he was also kind of well traveled. I mean, Morocco. What was it? France? Did he go to France too, or was it just Britain?
He did. He went to France. Britain. Yeah, he went to both those countries.
So he definitely had at least partial access to a greater dating pool than probably most of us here ever will, but he was only so fixated on one particular type. But even if he wasn't, I don't think he would have been as successful as they think it would have been.
So bad at this. So bad
at
game.
I have to agree. I don't think he necessarily would have been successful, but he was like infatuated with white blonde Stacy. So had he not, he probably could have possibly, broadened his horizon and got another type of Floyd.
But I feel like he should have moved out first, though. He should have moved out and got away from his toxic, abusive stepmom. Because his stepmom was a piece of crap. I'm being honest with you.
Yes, I agree.
Dude, when she told him to his face that his half brother would lose his virginity long before he ever would, if he ever did. Dude, that blew my mind that somebody would even say that, even not just to like another blood relative, but just in general.
Yeah, his stepmom was like, I couldn't crap, dude. I'm surprised she's still alive, dude. I'm surprised ER put up with all that nonsense from the stepmom. I'm shocked. Like, if ER went ER on the stepmom, I wouldn't feel bad at all because she low-key deserved it. Dude, and the icing on the shit cake, the simp-ass father gave her the house and not ER, the firstborn son. Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Think about that, dude. His father.
No, I agree with that.
He was a super simp. Like, he was just, oh my god, dude.
Yeah, his dad was just
he was so blue pilled. He was a blue pillar, dude. Like,
but again, see, his dad was a simp too. So it's the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. He just didn't have whatever ER's mental problem was.
Yeah.
See, and then
that's really, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Incel TV did a great documentary on that as well. But then, you know, I feel like maybe in the future there would be some quote unquote black pill fathers able to help their sons because his dad was such a blue pill cuck. Had his dad been black pilled, possibly he could have saved him. You know,
I
that's
feel like
another
sorry,
perspective.
I feel like if I was around ER when he was like 14 or 15 before he became super racist, I could have helped him out. But after all that, I couldn't help him because this dude became racist all because he saw like a mid-tier black dude with like a white girl. Like he became racist. So the culture made him racist.
Yeah, he
Well,
had
it
issues
goes back
for
to what we
sure.
were talking about at the beginning, where the culture kind of inbreeds that into people.
Yeah. And then
Yes.
ER wanted to fit in with the culture so badly. He drove to Arizona 5 times to play the lottery and lost.
What a joke. Yeah, I remember that shit. Yeah, I remember watching that years ago, and I remember like halfway sympathizing with his story to some extent. And I remember telling one of my friends that, and he's like, "Dude, you can't do that. Even though you sympathize with him, he still did something wrong." It's like, yeah, but like I'm trying to understand his mindset. I'm trying to get into get into the guy's head, and he did write a huge manifesto about what was going on in his head. Now, the stuff he did was pretty horrific, obviously, but at the end of the day, like the fact that he left something behind for us to get into his head and figure out, hey, well, why was this kid so messed up? Is very important to like look at that stuff because like everything happens for a reason, and you got to understand why people do stuff other than just saying, well, he's a bad person. Like it was,
Yeah, that's true. But to hear him laughing in his fucking manifesto, he was fucking losing his mind.
Yeah.
I mean, he
What I
was
was gonna
insane.
say is that right, ER was kind of like he wasn't a very smart guy because even though when he committed the day of retribution, he couldn't even get into the actual sorority house.
He was
A
an
sorority
idiot.
house. This dude brought instead of hello.
Yeah, I hear you.
We hear you.
And instead of, he only had like what, 2 small handguns,
Yeah. Do it.
and not an
very smart guy.
ER-15.
Yeah, he wasn't a very smart guy at all, man. Like I feel like if we just focused on like first of all moving away from the stepmom, moving out of the West Coast, and like focus on getting money and focused on like kept him like like his thing about ER, right? He only wanted like the top kind of like right?
Top
Yeah,
tier
he
woman.
wanted
Yeah.
he wanted the 10 out of 10 Stacy, which
Yeah,
is
he had no dude was 5'6" in California with Asperger's. He wasn't getting that. No. Like I wish someone should have if I was around, I'll pull him to the side and said, "Hey, bro, that's like no, you have no business talking to those kind of people."
yeah, I mean, even a Chad can't get 10 out of 10 Stacy. You know what I mean? It's like tough for any man.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's trying for the best of the best was just impossible to begin with.
Agree.
Okay, so then the other topic that I had was damn, I lost the links to all these articles, but I think state governments are actually starting to recognize the bigger problem of or I wouldn't say inceldom, but related to inceldom. But then the decline of male testosterone and the sperm count problem. So then the new study that came out, I think it was this group were tracking, male sperm count since the 60s. And in the last 50 years, I think it went down from 79% to like 52. So like there's a massive decline in male sperm count. So then just in general, as the human race is wanting to continue, it puts a great detriment.
Yeah, another thing I wanted to get on about, I want to know a brutal black pill about the sperm counts. They only allow men who are a certain height to get into those.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't just give your
No, sperm donors.
What?
Sperm donors. So if
Oh
you're
yeah. I actually
if-
looked this up. You have to be college educated, and I think a height is a new requirement now.
It's
Because
5'9", right?
because the sperm's going to be college educated.
Well, no, like college educated as in, you have proof that, you got some brains. And then the height is also
It
a
has to do with
factor.
the demand. You got to remember there's purchasers at the store.
Yeah, and then the other heavy in demand is white sperm or like, Nordic white sperm.
Yeah, one know something funny about ER before we talk about this one thing, that ER was still retarded. He bought 3 semi-automatic handguns instead of buying one AR-15.
an ER-15.
And the thing is, when he actually committed the actual, deletion of sentient life, he didn't even shoot the hinges off the door of the sorority house or shoot the doorknob. He had to go around the corner and shoot some Becky.
He sat around and waited for like, what, 10, 20 minutes?
Holding a gun in his hand.
In other words, like I'm saying, he was a mental cell, more than anything else. I don't see him as a hero. I see him as a casualty, but not a hero.
Yeah, I don't see him as a hero,
but certainly not a hero.
Yeah, and then when he got into that shootout with the police, he didn't think about, hey, I can hide behind the engine block and use that shit as cover, in my car.
Right.
No, he crashed his car and shot himself like a retard.
Yeah.
I don't know if the gun laws in California were affected at that time, but semi-auto, they only allow like 10-round mags, and
you can modify them though.
Yeah, it's not hard. You could just buy high-capacity mags out of state and just smuggle it in, kind of thing. But yeah, he was definitely not prepared. Like now that I know more about guns,
he had a breakdown. He wasn't thinking through it as much. Yeah,
yeah.
A lot of that's post hoc reasoning. People think he thought about it more than he did. Truth is, he was having a lot of trouble. He wasn't getting laid. His family was fucked up. The school wasn't helping him. He lost his mind. So again, he's a tragic figure, but certainly not a hero. Sometimes people try to relate him as a hero. I don't think he was.
He's not a hero, dude. He failed at going to GTA.
He failed at that. He didn't even do that right. Like
I'm surprised he could handle the recoil. This dude was like 5'6", 110 pounds. I'm surprised he could handle the recoil. I'm surprised his freaking wrist didn't snap.
That's probably true. Yeah, that's probably true. And you got to remember, he's the same guy who probably would have hated you guys too.
Yeah.
Oh, he would have hated me, bro. He would have hated.
He would have hated everybody, and the whole thing the whole group that defends him, he would have hated them. So I just don't. I see him as a tragic figure, maybe a casualty, but certainly not a role model or anything. He
would have hated me, dude. Do you think about me, bro? I'm black. I have autism. I skateboard. I play video games, and I'm actually good at it. And I lost my virginity to a white girl. He would have shot me.
Right? Yeah, he failed at all those things. He would have hated you. So
yeah, he would have shot. Yeah, he would have executed me.
You would have got shot up on the way to the sorority.
Yeah,
on your skateboard.
He actually ran over another skater. He actually ran over a skater.
Did he? Yeah. So then that serves my point exactly. He didn't give a fuck. Yeah.
He hated people who succeeded where he failed. Like this dude
exactly.
He spent 15 hours a day playing World of Warcraft and was still trash at it.
Possible. Well.
Yeah, I mean, again, that might have been also like his own mental. You see that sometimes in games where people they won't change. I see a lot in the team-based games, so it kind of serves my point that it's like their own mental block. Their own toxicity sort of like brings them down,
Yeah.
So again, I like I said, I know a lot. He's become the whole thing people say like going ER, but I get the feeling, but I just don't see him as a figure.
I don't see him as a good hero or a good example of that. And,
I mean, you guys aren't. I'm just saying it's become sort of the thing. It's almost become a meme in itself. But I'm just saying, like, again, I get the sentiment, but I still think that's sort of romanticizing someone who just had like a mental breakdown and probably would have hated you anyway.
Yeah, I feel more sympathy for for Alec the Van Man in Canada than I do for ER.
Yeah, that I could see. Yeah, that's different. That's more of a this is just I don't know. I don't see people keep talking about it, but I see the rage component people have. That's why they relate. But the rest of it's bullshit.
Yeah, because Alec Manassian, AM, one more strike, AM. He was an actual like incel. He had Asperger's. He tried to get into the Canadian military, and failed at that. He was bullied in high school, and if you watch the video of his interrogation, the reason people were wondering why did he open up so much towards the interrogator, the detective, and I feel like the reason why, going back to what Morpheus, the basic Pluto said, is that was the first time he got to open up to somebody and be vulnerable because he spent so many years in isolation.
Yeah, that shit was a whole setup. He should have never talked to the police, and he had the right not to. But I think it's the Asperger's.
Yeah, the police will take advantage of autists a lot because of their confession. So who knows?
Yeah, so I think
he was trying to. They've had like retarded people confess to murders they know they didn't do just to close cases.
I think he was trying to find like some sort of understanding because he knew that because wasn't he gonna suicide after the attack?
What
and he
happened
didn't do that.
No, what happened was he tried to bait the police officer into shooting him.
Suicide.
I don't want to be that. Bro, get out of here with that. Sorry. I don't want to be that. You're gonna get us banned, bro.
So when that failed, what else was he gonna do but try to earn like some sympathy from the prosecutors? Like, this is why I did it because you won't believe, because you could watch like interrogation videos and like when police got you locked up, like you would not believe how quickly you crumble under that pressure.
Yeah. And the thing is about AM, right? When they I don't want to be that guy, but when he pulled out his wallet trying to bait the cop into shooting him, I don't want to be that guy. But in mystery school, if that was you or me,
It'd be over.
oh no, like what? What?
I wouldn't even have the chance.
They would have blown, the cops would have blown you away and sprinkled crack on you.
Yeah.
Facts. Oh god. What? And then the video, like AM, he aimed it sideways like a GTA San Andreas character, like an NPC, like he aimed it sideways on some gangster shit. I'm like, yo, if I did that, I'd be dead. Like I'd be a hashtag on Twitter. Like what?
Wasted.
Like,
You could have asked the cop, like, do I make a left here? And he would have shot you anyway.
exactly. Like
I'm lost, sir. Can you help?
Fucking chalk mark in the pavement, dude.
like
Fucking chalk.
They would have already been drawing your chalk line before you hit the ground.
Yeah, they are. There he is. All right, here live, whatever.
It's like, you ever hear the Dave Chappelle thing when he says when they have a lookout for a black man, on the police scanner? He goes, there's a black suspect. Be on the lookout for a man between the ages of 18 and 45, between the heights of 4'5" and 7'2".
stay in the house.
Stay in the house, Doug. Oh boy.
No, dude, like that blew me away. I'm like, if I did that, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be like, I've got no.
Yeah.
All right,
Crazy.
then.
And
I'm gonna start kicking people out of here. I gotta get off.
yeah, see you.
All right,
Yeah.
later. Good talk, guys.
Yeah.
All right, let me start. Any last words?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna ask, have you watched the Bone Tomahawk?
I need to watch it, dude. I need to watch it. I'm too
Yeah,
lazy.
like-
I'm too lazy to sit on my ass and sit down and watch something for once in my life. How the hell did that work?
No, like there's just this 1 30-second scene close to the very end of the movie, and that was just like my whole point of like what a extreme future could be for Foyd.
Okay.
Yeah, but overall, it's such a pretty good movie too.
Yeah, I might watch it tomorrow. I got nothing to do. I got Netflix. I'll figure it out. What about you, last? Any last words?
Just go ER, man. Exodus or Revolution.
There you go. There you go. All right, kicking you out, Dralik. See you later, buddy.
All right, take care, buddy boyos.
All right,
See you guys.
see you later. All right, chat. Oh boy, any last words, chat, before I hop off here? We got. Oh my God, we got. I can't breed. Blue balls matter. No pussy, no peace. Incella. Check out the video YouTube with title of Being 30-Year-Old Virgil with Doable Looks Doesn't Make Me Voluntary Celibate. I am an incel. I swear by Castle's Grayskull, I'll watch that damn video. Sup? I just came on. Damn, Radio Pushka. Well, you're too late now, buddy. You gotta go. I'm tired, dog. It's been 3 hours, almost close to 4 hours now. I gotta go. Oh my God. Woo. Oh boy. Got the fist up in the air, Incella. Jack, you're so late. You're so fucking late, dude. What's wrong with you, dude? You missed out. That was a good video. That was a good chat. Oh boy. All right. This is Mr. School, guys. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment if you hate the video or like the video or like the live stream. This was fun. We should be doing this next Saturday or maybe next Sunday at 7 p.m. I'm glad everybody fucking loves it. Everybody loves the stream. Cope or rope, no hope, just don't mope. I will turn down Poon to watch that video. We have to. All right, guys. See you guys next time.